once again. Hi, we're live. Look at that. This is what happens when we're trying to like do multiple recordings at the same time. As I'm too busy looking at settings to make sure that we're okay. Ugh.
That's all right. Nobody cares.
No, that's right. Welcome to Not So Special Podcast. This is episode 21. You know because you clicked, so welcome.
Yeah, you know better than we do.
I only know because I looked like 2 seconds
In
before
fact,
I got here.
they know the title now, and we don't.
That's true. Which, by the way, I need your help with this because thinking of episode titles is so hard. So
I
something
was so
pops up.
proud of you. I'm like,
If,
yeah, I haven't had to do anything for these things.
if something pops up during this episode that
I
sounds
have
like a
an
good
idea.
episode title,
I have
say
an
that's your
idea.
episode title.
Well, I have
and then-
a nugget of an idea, like
okay.
a seedling of an idea.
Oh, is this gonna lead into a subject later? Is that
Yeah.
why? Okay.
Well, in the movie section,
Oh, the movie section. Okay.
which could be at any time. We don't really plan that.
Do you have a list? Did you make a list?
I have a
of stuff?
list. Yeah.
So you still do more prep than me. It's all up in here.
That's all right. You get to do the editing, so I'm fine with. I'd rather prep than edit.
I don't edit.
Okay, you post it. I don't. wanna do
That's
that
true.
either.
I do post.
Yeah. You bleep my swears and your own
There's no
swears.
editing. That's the other
And
thing.
Raj
I didn't
swears.
even get any comments about the swears. I got Fraser from Party Play Gaming or Party.
Yeah.
I say PPG. He's not even PPG anymore. He's R3. This is how.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He posted on Twitter that he doesn't really care about the length of our
Yep.
podcast, so we can just keep doing whatever we want to do, and that's fine.
No one else answered.
No comments on explicit versus not explicit. So this is going to be another explicit episode because I do not have time to edit swears. And if Derek promises me that he's not going to swear, he's a dirty liar, and I don't believe him.
I was just gonna say F it and literally say F it, so that we can just get that out there right now,
There you
tear
go.
off the band-aid, have it done with. But I wasn't sure you were totally sold on that idea
We
yet.
got to lead into it a little bit.
So speaking of Frasier commenting, we also had a Mighty Q Dog comment
We did.
in the Discord. You didn't see
Oh.
it? He said,
Wow.
Tom Cruise movies, A Few Good Men, Edge of Tomorrow. I replied back with, are these the good movies? And he did not answer. And
They are
then
Tom Cruise movies.
Johnny
That's-
PC said he was also in Eyes Wide Shut. And then Milo reacted with a pointing up, as in, this is correct.
Yeah.
And I was just ready to paste his whole IMDb in there. Like, well, he was also in all these, but I didn't think that was necessary.
Bravo for keeping
I don't
Discord
want
alive.
to be the well actually guy.
Well, you could be. That'd be fine.
I've done that too many times.
I said it last month. Collateral is still his best movie because he plays the bad guy, and it's not something I've ever seen Tom Cruise do before or since.
Who's also the bad guy in Tropic Thunder?
Kind of. He
I
kind of
vaguely
also
remember.
saves them in the end, kind
Okay,
of.
I vaguely remember it.
So
I just remember it being a big deal and a big secret.
I am not really a fan of Tropic Thunder, to be honest.
Okay. I remember moments. Ben Stiller ruins movies to me.
Okay.
He's just always Ben Stiller.
All movies? Like, you haven't seen one that you like him in?
I don't know. I'm sure I've laughed.
Let's go through Ben Stiller's IMDb movie by movie.
That sounds
and
great.
decide
Yeah.
Which ones
I'm going to list movies. It's going to be the ones I watch, not the ones I don't want to watch.
Derek's actually doing it, by the way.
I'm looking at it now because I have to. I think
my
like
gosh.
if his only movie was Zoolander, I think I'd probably be happy with that.
I do like
That would probably
Zoolander.
be good. Yeah.
I do like to Meet the Parents.
See, that's the one that did it in for me.
Really?
That's the one where I went, nope, I'm done with him. Yeah.
No. Heartbreak Kid.
I've never seen it.
There's one where he plays one with Edward Norton. And that one's pretty good. It's almost like a romantic comedy. You'd like that with your wife, actually.
I'd like.
He's a rabbi, and then Edward Norton plays a Catholic priest, and they're both in love with the same woman, and it's like fighting over
Well,
her, basically.
neither of them should do it because they're both men of religion.
This doesn't mean they can't have love interest.
Jesus and God are their love.
I mean, what would you
depending.
prefer, them in love with a woman or in love with a child? Like, it's one of the other
Well,
points. So
there is neither, but anyway. Heartbreak. I'm just looking at the trailer playing for Heartbreak Kid automatically. And I'm just like, I don't know. This looks like too much Ben Stiller.
I don't mind that one. That movie actually.
He's arguing with a mariachi band at dinner. Like,
because he's going nuts. It's his girlfriend that makes that movie, actually.
I was just trying to figure out who it was for a second. I thought it was the woman from Sabrina the Teenage Witch because she looks a little bit like her in that scene, but it's not her.
What is that movie's called Keeping the Faith, by the way. I'm thinking of.
Good. I'm glad you found it / remembered it and told everybody else, but I don't know.
Because you don't care.
Anyway, that girl that's his girlfriend in that, I remember her being good in something, but I don't remember what.
Watchmen? She was in the Watchmen.
That's not it.
If you like Watchmen.
It's okay.
Maybe you don't.
No, it's okay. But I remember her being in something. I don't remember what. Anyway, doesn't matter.
I was trying to think of another.
This is really good podcasting.
Man, you're jumping into that already. We just started. that's what we use at the end of the episode.
Maybe Rock of Ages is the one I'm thinking of with her. I'm looking at it. She's oh no. I don't know. She's in it, but I don't think that's the one. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
No. So, what else?
What else?
What have you done?
Man,
you had your weekend, right? You had your big trip.
My big Niagara weekend. When
the
last we talked,
able to edit last time. Yeah.
Yes. And then put myself in the same situation again this month.
That's correct.
Except
this time we didn't record early in the week.
That's true. I'm actually leaving tomorrow. We're recording.
Stay up till 2 a.m. for you to record till 5.
Yes, exactly. So I'm editing. I'm not really editing. I'm just gonna bumpers, front and back, and then gonna render and then go to bed. And I gotta get up early and pack the car while everyone else goes to work and daycare and camp. So.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yes, last time we talked for the last episode, I was going to Niagara, and we went to Niagara. It was fun. The kids I had taken my oldest before, but we went in the winter, so it's not like you can't see a whole lot. It's just a lot of white.
Mm-hmm.
So to take the kids this time, and they actually got to see it. We did the journey behind the falls, where you get to basically go walk down to the base of the falls, and there's 2 little portholes you can walk behind the falls. You just see water going by. It's nothing crazy. I remember it being a lot more fun when I was a kid, and then when I took the kids down, I'm like, really, this is all it was?
They may have changed it to make it safer or something since then.
No, there's nothing safe, or I shouldn't say nothing more safer or less safer about it. It's just that it's literally like a tunnel. You walk to the tunnel and you get in. So it took us an hour in line to get into it, and then we were in there for maybe 15-20 minutes, and then we're out.
Great.
So
it couldn't put just a glass tube in there or something that'd be cooler.
Yeah, you
probably break when rocks fall down though.
So what else? We had in our minds, we're okay, we're gonna do one thing, right? Because we're gonna either do Made of the Mist, or we'll do Behind the Falls, and we decided on Behind the Falls because the boat, you're on the boat for so long and you get soaking wet, and so, and then when we went to get tickets for Behind the Falls, I always forget that this kids under 5 are free thing is actually applies for most people. So
okay.
Anyways, my kids are 5 and under, so we got to go in for half price.
Not bad.
We used the extra savings to buy lunch because there's only one spot to buy lunch at the falls, and you can guess how expensive that place is, which has a Monopoly.
Cheap. So cheap, yeah.
We had
I'm sure that Monopoly is expensive for them.
Yeah,
keeping other vendors out.
I had a burger, like a chicken burger, and then my wife had like a chicken wrap, and then we got chicken nuggets for the kids to share. And it's funny, they say um, you can get the combo, right? So the combo you get either you would okay when someone says you got a combo, what do you think that gets you?
A side of drinks
A
with the
side and
main.
drinks, yeah,
Yeah.
with a main, right? This is you get a side or a drink, not both.
Yeah, that's not a combo.
So I got like I got a sandwich and a drink, and then my wife got a wrap and a side, and we split them both so that we could both have something, right? And then the kids had
And
their
it
water,
was
so we got them a side. Anyways, for all of that we got, literally like three small meals. They weren't very big, and it was like $54 to $55 or something like that.
I'm surprised it wasn't more, but that's still ridiculous because it was only 3 meals, not 4, right? And your
Yeah,
boys
and it was
shared.
and there it's like cafeteria food basically, like a little bit better
Yeah.
than cafeteria food, but anyways,
Not gourmet?
not gourmet, not gourmet. Um, so and then what did we do later? We kind of walked around a little bit, and then later that night we went to a place called Tacos and Tequila, which is a Mexican restaurant. Which,
Sounds kid friendly.
if anyone knows me, I love Mexican food. They would know that this is my favorite. This is like my place. Um, and I had probably the best chimichanga I've ever had in a long time. So
I've
delicious.
never had a
And I
chimichanga.
don't know if you don't know what a
I've
chimichanga
never
is
had
basically like
one.
a deep fried burrito.
Okay.
So if you like burritos,
I'm very picky on what's on my taco or burrito.
well then you probably wouldn't like this.
Exactly my thoughts.
I don't know. Did you see the picture I posted on Twitter of the drink that I got there?
I don't remember. That sounds
It's
vaguely
a
familiar, but
giant like bowl of a glass with two Coronas upside down in it.
no, I did not see that. Or maybe I just tuned it out. I don't know for sure.
It was definitely the most expensive drink I've ever. That drink was $30.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what?
Ever
I've
get
never.
the big martini at Red Lobster, that huge ice martini thing, majigger?
Yeah, it'd be very similar to that.
Yeah, that my wife's had that before.
Yeah, it's you can see it. July 30th is when it was posted. Um, yeah, it's a big. This was basically like a. What do they call
There
it?
it is. Okay, I think I did see that. I didn't realize it was 2 Coronas, or maybe I did. Anyway, that's good though. I do like the Corona thing because like they're upside down in little holders, which is good because you're drinking an iced drink with the
Yeah,
crushed ice in it. It always drains out the liquid first. They
yeah,
need that for slushies.
yeah. Then it's like
Yeah.
constantly putting liquid in it, right? Like
Yeah.
as you drink it, more goes down. It's perfect.
Yeah.
So
Well, your tweet after that was wishing me a happy birthday.
that's right. It was your birthday. Happy
Yeah.
birthday. I didn't say it last month, but
Which was
I'll say
also
it this month.
National Boob Day, apparently.
You are the biggest boob that I know, so it works out.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll get to your birthday in a sec. Um, what else we do? Then I took the kids or my wife and I took the kids for ice cream. So where we were having tacos and tequila. We wanted to walk over to Clifton Hill. I thought it was like down the street a little bit. It ended up being a lot more down the street than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a 40-minute walk to Clifton Hill. So by the time we get there, like kids are
From
dead
where? Where
tired.
were you? At that
Niagara
bar.
Falls
Yeah, I know, but what place were you at before walking to the Clifton Hill?
at the restaurant, tacos and tequila, whatever.
Okay.
So, but
Yeah, a lot of the
it
restaurant, like there's a Boston Pizza on the corner of Clifton Hill, or there used to be, and
yeah,
that was like the closest restaurant to there, and the
yeah.
rest were usually up the street.
And there's a Kelsey's up there now too, and
Yeah, I haven't been there in like 10 years. Yeah, my son's 9, so it's been at
there you
least
go.
that, probably more since I've been to Niagara Falls.
So you probably could. We could have walked there sooner, but we had a 2-year or 3-year-old walking with us, so
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
that slows us down, right? So, he was always complaining, like he was always just like, "Pick me up, pick me up, pick me up." And I'm like, "No, we're here. We're walking. You're walking. You have more energy than the rest of us. You are walking." So, but yeah, tuckered him out really well. Got some ice cream. There's a go-kart track right at Clifton Hill now that's
Hmm.
outdoors, and it's like a multi-level. Looks like a Mario Kart stage where you're
Oh, I
like,
did hear about that. Yeah, yeah. I
it's
thought they
not
actually
branded
used
Mario Kart.
I think they did use or they tried to use the Mario Kart in their marketing and maybe got sued or something. I remember
Oh, really?
hearing.
Okay.
I thought so.
Anyways, my son and I were just like standing there watching them for a while, and he's like, "I want to do it. I want to do it." I'm like, "Yeah, you see how fast those things are going? They are not going. They're so slow.
Yeah.
They're kind of well, I guess they're kind of fast, but it's not like." And I'm like, "You're gonna sit with me and look at the lineup. It's like so long. It's not. Maybe when he's older, but at this point, it's not worth it." We went and got ice cream, and then we sat across from the Dino mini putt. So there's like a fenced in dinosaur park that has mini putt, and it has
Okay.
a giant volcano that bursts flames out every couple of minutes.
Huh.
Okay, this is not an exaggeration. We were the volcano is high up in the air, like 50 feet up in the air, 60 feet. I don't know. It is very high up. We are across the street at ground level. So I don't know, 100, 200 feet away, something like that. Anyways, anytime this thing like lit on fire and burst a fireball,
Yeah.
we got a blast of heat
Huh.
that far away. And I can't believe it how much heat that thing put off that we would feel it all the way down there.
Yeah. Crazy.
Crazy. And then we got picked up and whatever. And the next day we went to I'll call it the Niagara Escarpment. I don't know. There's basically like steps to take you down to Niagara River, whatever it is.
Okay.
So you can walk all the way down. There's this. You will have to go down stairs, like down a cliff face, and
Yeah.
then it's a pretty rugged hike, like stairs cut into the rocks type thing. And sometimes there's not even that.
I've heard of this, I think.
It's pretty cool. There's lots of places for the kids to explore, and um, it took us a. I would think it took us about another 40 minutes to get down there. Another maybe 40, 50 to come back up. We were hustling a lot more coming up because we were trying to get back before our parking ran out.
Hmm.
So, but I will say I'm very proud of my 3-year-old because he hiked the whole thing up and down both ways. We didn't have to carry him at all. But we paid for it later because he got like I don't know, it was like mild heat stroke basically because he
Oh
was just
boy.
coming back from Niagara. He was not happy. He was fever and yeah, wasn't drinking, didn't want to eat anything. So we probably overdid it with the walking. So that's my fault probably. I refused to pick him up.
Well, otherwise you'd have the heat stroke instead too,
That's
or
true.
both.
Or both of us, yeah.
Man, it's been so
And
long since I was in Niagara Falls. I'm looking at the map, like trying to figure out where everything is.
so we stayed at an Airbnb that was like 10 minutes from like a 10-minute drive to the falls, basically.
Okay.
So like nothing. And down the street, well, I say down the street. It was like, a 4-minute drive. There's the canal that runs through where you can run your boats and whatever. To the river, and there's like a little dock, a boat launch area in there. So we just took the kids there and we went swimming in the canal,
Hmm.
which was cool. But man, the current is so strong. You had to stay close to the dock. If you went out too far, it would just grab you and take you away. And we saw so many people on inflatables, like doing what we would do on the river. Like they like threw them in, have their beers and whatever, and their inflatables, and they're just like they are scooting it down that canal. So
Hmm.
it was fun. That was the Niagara
Cool.
trip. Came back, kids got sick. we got over it. Oh, and then my kid got the same kid. So we had babysitting lined up for that week while my wife and I were at work. And they came for oh sorry, then they were the day we got back from Niagara, he wasn't feeling well. The next day he was sick. So I stayed home from work to take care of him. The next day we had the babysitters come to look after both my kids. And then my youngest started getting like a rash kind of thing. So my wife took him to the doctor and he has hand, foot, and mouth disease.
Mm, yeah. Yeah. That's pretty common with kids.
So then all of a sudden, it's no babysitters aren't coming anymore. They're 12-year-old
Yeah.
kids, right? They're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their mom was like, "Yeah, they're probably not going to come." So then
Yep.
it was trying to figure out what to do with them.
Yeah. That ran through our house one time years ago. I can't remember if it was both kids or just one. I thought it was both, but Cynthia got it I think a little bit too, from what
Hmm.
I remember.
We were lucky; no one else got it, so we were a little concerned. And we were going away to a cottage like the next week, and we have to wait like 5 or 6 days from the start of symptoms or whatever it is
Okay. Yeah.
before, because like that's her contagious time or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. I don't remember those details, but makes
I,
sense.
we ended up. I think we were. It was going on like day, almost. I think it was basically day 5. He was not getting any worse. He was getting better, and it was just like, all right, well, we're just gonna go. So, well, the kids and my wife went. So, anyways, we'll go into that later. How was your birthday?
I don't remember what I even did for my birthday.
Man, I thought you had a list.
I have a list, but that's not included.
Man, this is a crappy list.
I had the civic holiday off, and then my birthday I had booked off, and I have. Oh, I went to. I remember parts of it now. Looking at my calendar, we went out for breakfast. No, we were gonna go out for breakfast. I don't think we did. I think we went somewhere. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We did go to Princess Auto, and I got that Buffy machine.
Ooh, okay. Is it
Yeah,
actually a buffer, or is it a grinder they're using as a buffer?
it's a buffer. It's an
Okay.
actual buffer. Now it's meant for buffing metal,
Yeah, but
and I've tried doing I think like 10 discs, and one of them I definitely went too far
too far.
on it.
Okay.
Luckily, it was like NHL 07 on for PS2.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Loose disc. It's like, okay, who cares? I was trying out.
You got practice discs. That's what they're for.
Yeah, I literally need to practice. So it almost looks like I need to either be more careful and take my time more, or use a liquid, because I wasn't using a buffing liquid at all. I was just using water, which is what Beat Goes On does,
Yeah.
a local store here. They use the same kind of thing, but I think they use a different buffing wheel as well. The one I was using is the one that comes on. It's really just like if you just took like a blanket and folded it 30 times and then put a pin through it and cut a circle. That's
Okay.
pretty much what they are using as a buffer that comes with the machine. There were replacement pads also on sale, so I bought that as well, but I haven't used it yet or even looked at it. I know we had supper at Pizza Prosciutto that day, and that was delicious. I haven't been there in years. We also, I can't remember. I've got a list of things here, and I don't think we did half of them. Yeah. Very not interesting. I can't remember what else we did. And then, so after my
Wait, you didn't get any presents for your birthday? What is this?
not
The guy
really
who
because
goes
because we did
goes all out
Father's Day
buying himself
crazy,
Father's Day
right?
presents?
Yeah, well, we'll just say that the metal detector was my birthday present.
Oh, okay,
Basically, is
gotcha.
what
All
we're
right.
doing.
All right. All right.
From my family, like from my wife's family, we all get together. My mother-in-law and my brother-in-law and sister-in-law together, married, and then my other brother-in-law. They each buy us everybody a gift. On my side of the family, nobody buys gifts for birthdays except for the young kids. And we all buy my parents gifts. But on my wife's side, everybody got me candy and t-shirts.
Oh,
Yeah, I got a Pinky in the Brain t-shirt.
oh, nice.
I can't remember the other ones now. I got a 7-Up shirt because I already had a Sprite one. My wife suggested somebody get me a 7-Up one as well.
Man, competition.
Yeah, I can't remember what else. And then that weekend, we went to my parents' house to stay at the No, we went with my whole family to a cottage. That's what it was. And the cottage was really, really hot because there's no air conditioning there.
Oh, lovely.
But they have a huge pool that goes from 3 feet deep on one side to 8 feet deep on the other side. So the pool was the lifesaver basically, but no
That's
air
good.
conditioning was pretty terrible. We're just spoiled. So lots of family fun at the cottage. That was our first time going to that cottage before too. My parents, you see another one, but prices just keep hiking and hiking. So we used to go near Blue Mountain, but those prices have gone way up. Then we went way out of town near Owen Sound, and those prices have gone up, especially because that was a really big house. And this one we're near like Rockford now.
Okay, yeah.
So coming closer this way each time as the prices to hike up every year. So hopefully that cottage, because there's no air conditioning, we won't stay there. But if we look ahead earlier, we'll get more options, because I bet a lot of places were just booked. And that was an Airbnb. It was an Airbnb, so the options are getting better too. Because when you used to rent a cottage, they'd be like, bring your own towels, bring your own blankets, all that, bring your own pillows, all that stuff. Now with Airbnb, everyone's getting so competitive that it's kind of just standard for them to supply that stuff. Yeah. And like laundry soap, they just supply that because they know everybody needs it.
Yeah.
It's just part of what they do now.
Yep.
Yeah. Then the weekend after that was my off-road trip weekend.
Oh, yes.
So we dropped off the kids at my parents' house and we drove up to this place called Ardbeg.
Wait, the most important question.
Yeah.
Did you get the four-wheeler on the trailer? Because last time we spoke.
Yeah. So, my camera.
What's going on with your camera? Good. Holy.
That's great. Maybe I'm hitting a cord or something. That's weird. Anyway, nobody listening to the audio cares, but my camera went real nice.
Still doing it. Man, look at all this lovely audio or video.
This is going to be rebooted. Let's see if that helps. But anyway, so our off-road weekend was really fun. We went up on the Friday, just my wife and I went to the Airbnb, and it was like a cottage this person had built on their property. They had like a trailer park, cottages that they built, and a restaurant on their property. And when we got there, we're like, oh, well, we should go to the people's restaurant and just, see how it is, not expecting too much. And it was the Sunday that we were there. We went for the restaurant for dinner, and it was really good, actually. I got a steak, which was like $33 for a steak. And then my wife got fish and chips because they were British restaurant.
Okay.
My camera's still being stupid. But it was super expensive, but they say they're the number one place in their area. I mean, who knows if that's true or not, but that's what the owner said after we were there. She's like, yeah, we're number one in the region. I'm like, okay.
There's nothing else.
Their ratings were good, but there weren't a lot, and they were really busy, like constantly. And the mother, like the older lady, and her husband are the one who's the contact on Airbnb, but she doesn't run it. The husband died last year, even though his name's still on the Airbnb account, and their son runs it, who's in his 60s. So, I mean,
yeah.
he runs the restaurant. He's like the waitress type person, or the waiter at the restaurant. And his husband is the chef, and the food was great.
Good.
Like, really good. Sorry, my camera's also now got a stupid warning. Every time I disconnect the power because there's no battery, it tells me you have to set the time and date, and it's super awesome.
Like I don't care.
Camera doesn't even actually show that it's outputting video. Ridiculous. Anyway, off-road weekend. We also did off-roading on our off-road weekend.
I was gonna say, where was all the off-roading that happened? All right.
So we took my parents' four-wheeler. We got the four-wheeler on the trailer when we got to my parents' house. This camera. Why do I use a GoPro anyway? I should just plug in my webcam.
You just use a webcam like a normal person.
I know, but the GoPro looks so much better when it works.
No one cares about the quality.
Well, I also use this for my Zoom calls at work too, right? Of course, it gives the warning of time again, even though it shouldn't have. That's why I rebooted it. So we did some off-roading. Yep. We were going to drive the drive up there was scary because the four-wheeler would start wobbling a little bit.
Okay.
And you could see it rocking back and forth. And after it did that, if you were going more than 80 kilometers an hour, it would start to wobble the trailer, like fishtail a little bit.
Jeez. That doesn't sound like it was loaded properly.
It definitely wasn't. You can't bring the four-wheeler far enough forward to even the weight out or to put more weight on the tongue.
Okay.
Because it's a snowmobile trailer and it has that that point at the front, like a duck beak.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Where it to like deflect the air.
Yeah.
that you'd normally use for snowmobiles because it was originally a snowmobile trailer. But it's not being used for snowmobiles, so that shouldn't be there anymore, but it still is. And
Your brother hasn't cut it off yet?
I didn't. My brother did. My dad didn't ask my brother, even though
Okay.
my brother gave the trailer to my dad for the 4-wheeler. This big 4-wheeler of my parents. It's not just a small 4-wheeler. I didn't really
No,
expand
it's
on
like
that.
yep.
It's a 6-seater. It's a Kawasaki Mule L LE something or other XL. It's big. It's 6
big,
seats
yeah.
plus a back storage area. Like, and you can also fold up 2 of the seats to make more storage area, or like unfold the back into the seats, basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's a big beast, and it was not a problem in terms of weight. I was surprised or happy that it wasn't a problem for the Highlander to pull, but in terms of like the load balance, it was definitely an issue. But we did it, and then when we got up there, I said, we're gonna just go buy more straps. My dad used to haul construction equipment. He just retired this year, but he used to haul construction equipment for a job. So like he has lots of spare straps, but he's also really cheap. So he only gave me 2 straps to take with me, or two really good quality straps, the big wide ones, right? Like 3 or 4 inch wide, whatever, 4 inch wide. And then he gave me a couple smaller ones, and we tied it down, but I didn't like the way it was tied down because it could move forward too much. So anyway, while we were up there, we bought straps somewhere, and I tied it down much better on the way back, including compressing the suspension, because once you compress the suspension, the vehicle can't wobble anymore and start that death wobble.
Well, the suspension is working as a tightener for you, basically.
Yeah.
It's pushing into the strap, right? So
yeah, but he wasn't pulling down against the suspension much. So once you're on the highway, the body could start shaking back and forth and cause the whole trailer to wobble around.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was much better on the way back. I was able to hit 90, 95 at the most kilometers an hour down the 400 the whole way. But yeah, it was a really good time. We explored around. Because we were driving the 4-wheeler or side by side, whatever you want to call it, on the roads, you're much more aware of what's around you. You don't just blast by things. We were able to do 75 kilometers an hour at the most in the 4-wheeler, and then the governor kicks in, rev limiter. But up until that, you're still below normal highway speeds, not going like 100, right? In an 80 zone. But you see more stuff. So we were seeing everything around. And at one point I noticed on the map of where we were going to be going that they had this fresh donut food truck. So my wife and I stopped in there the one day and got like these fresh donuts with these cool flavors. I don't think I was thinking of tweeting that. I didn't, but I put it on Google reviews. It was really good. It was DC Donuts or DC Donuts. I was trying to find the name. They have a different name. DC stands for something Canadian. I forgot what it was. But anyway, they had really good donut flavors. And I got blue raspberry and something else. I don't remember anymore. Yeah, I can't see the name of the donut place isn't actually on their website, which is funny. I think they're trying to rebrand or something, because they're called DC Donut Bakery on their website, and on no, I just got the wrong location. That's a Mississauga one. It's also called DC Donut.
Maybe that's why they're rebranding.
They're rebranding the same as someone else?
Yeah, they're trying to confuse you.
Anyway, doesn't matter what it's called. It was delicious donuts, and we stopped at other places on the way, including, here it is, MC Donuts. That's what it was. I think it was Mighty Canadian was the name. Yeah, so I got blue raspberry and a cookies and cream, which is basically an Oreo. My wife got, I can't remember what it was. Anyway, they had like different flavors for the week, and then different flavors each day as well. But that was in Dunchurch, Ontario, was where that was. We also hit up a thrift store as we were driving through a small town. Okay. And at that thrift store, I found some things to sell, or something to sell.
Lovely.
I found a Goosebumps sleeping bag in great condition. So I'm probably going to bring it to Barrie Game Exchange and see if I put it up behind me if it sells. And then I also bought a VHS tape which was,
Whoa.
it says on it like what was it? Gino and Sam's, no, Gino and Sam at Four Seasons, 1991, 1992. And at first I saw something Four Seasons, and I'm like, oh, it's 4 seasons of TV show. That seems like a lot, but sure, I'll grab it. And it was like no money at all. This thrift store was donation based. You just grab whatever you want, and some things have prices, but most things are just donation. Pay what you want.
Yeah.
So they basically like, how much would you like to give? So I had the blanket, I had the VHS tape. My wife had some clothes and some Pokemon sunglasses she found for my daughter. And
All
I'm
right.
like, she's like, I don't know, $6. The lady said. I'm like, I know I have no fives in my wallet. I just gave her 10, and she's like, oh, thank you. I'm like, seriously, you're a thrift store in the middle of nowhere. You can use
You
it.
can have
Plus,
$10.
I'm gonna resell this blanket anyway. And it looks like the blanket sells for like $50 on Amazon, 40 to 50. Sorry, on
Okay.
eBay.
Yeah. Perfect.
And the VHS tape. So I got the VHS tape, popped in my tape player, and started recording it to with OBS and my adapter the other day. And as it's playing, all I see is these old men, like old retiree men, dressed up as women, dancing for a crowd. It's literally like this like event that they used to do, I guess, at this old age home in 91, 92, where they do like a play and a cabaret, and there would be an old lady doing burlesque, but like not really burlesque because she's wearing just like a flapper dress,
Yeah.
but she's pretending to be all sexy. It's pretty freaking hilarious.
That's
So I've got to
funny.
figure out what to do with this. So I did find where this place is. It's I listened to a little bit of the audio, and they talked about Texas. So they're in Texas, and these are a whole bunch of Canadian retirees who go to Texas for the winter.
Okay.
It's like snowbirds, but they
Snowbirds,
call
but
them crap. Now I can't remember what it's called. Something Texans, Winter Texans, or something like that. I think it was Winter Texans. I'm trying to remember. I had it written down somewhere in where I put the stuff, but I think it was Winter Texans, and it was just a name for people who go to Texas for retirement or for the summer or winter. I'm grabbing the list of stuff that I had, so doesn't matter. So I found the location of the place. They also mentioned some hall that the one show was in, and there was also like a guy doing magic and like a talent show type thing with all these different people that were in this retirement village. It was pretty hilarious, but I really want to figure out some way to post this up somewhere.
just
It's like
post it. Just put it
it
on
doesn't
Twitter.
fit with my YouTube stuff,
Just put it
and
on Twitter.
but some of it's too long. Like I want to be like, here's a whole segment of this old lady doing a burlesque dance. Here's a whole segment of these men, full grown adult retired men, all dressed in women's bras stuffed with fruit and tutus on, doing like a synchronized swim dance in a gymnasium. Like,
I don't know. That sounds pretty on brand for your YouTube channel. Let's be honest.
does it? It sounds on brand. It'd be a really good like April Fool's joke.
There you go. Post the whole thing.
Yeah, it's pretty long, several hours.
Exactly. It's a good April Fool's joke.
For April Fool's, I was actually just finishing up a different tape that I recorded today, and the very end of it is just 3 hours of the like off-air color test.
Oh, lovely.
I'm like, that would be a good April Fool's joke.
I'm sure that's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's funny.
well, I'm sure there's several of them, but doesn't mean it wouldn't be a good one for me to do.
That's true. That's true.
When I usually do commercials and stuff.
It wouldn't be a straight VHS rip of 3 hours of that. So
exactly, right? So
it wouldn't be authentic.
5 hours.
Yours would be the authentic.
It's an hour and 20 minutes of it.
Oh, okay.
It's the test thing, and there's a small white box just bouncing up and down. That's it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Just to show that something is there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Exactly. So I found out while we were up there, before I went up there, my mom told me that my cousin was staying in a cottage in like the same area and going off-roading in the exact same place as I was.
Oh, okay.
Which was pretty funny, pretty neat. So
did you meet up or anything? Or?
No, they said come on over, but the cousin that I know better, like it's actually like my mom's cousin. But anyway, she was I think it is. Anyway, yeah, it is my mom's cousin. I was the ring bearer in her wedding,
Oh,
in her first wedding. But she left on the Saturday and she didn't give me the location until the Sunday. She said her sister would be staying there, but I couldn't remember what her sister looked like. And I'm like, I don't want to just like knock on the door and
show
be
up.
like, hey, yeah. But eventually I remembered what her sister looked like. And I'm like, I could have probably picked her out of a crowd. But either way, we found where the place is located and they have partial ownership of that cottage. So it might be like, hey, can we get a little discount and use that next year? Maybe.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. But we spent 2 days on the off-road trails and explored around the cities around there. And there was some guy at the local gas station, convenience store, general store that said, hey, where's the trailhead? So I just described it to him, like down the road, take a right and follow this road. And then he's like, have you gone to this place? And said the name. And I'm like, that sounds like something I will not be able to figure out how to spell and write down. But then we were driving back to our cottage and we went past the street. I'm like, that looks like the same name. And it said like warning logging trucks. I'm like, they probably take the logging trails. So we drove down the road all the way, and it was a pretty long road. It was just fun to do anyway. But it was a super wide road, like wide enough for 2 transport trucks to easily pass.
Nice. Yeah.
Like to go by each other. And we found where logging trails were, and there was no sign saying it was private property. So we probably could have gone down there. And my dad pointed out afterward, they often do logging on crown land, like government owned land that you're allowed to just stay on or camp on or whatever, or use for off-roading. But I still didn't want to go just in case. We didn't really know where we were, what we were doing. So
Yeah.
I didn't really want to do it. Plus, if we got stuck or broken, we're even further away from where we were before. And there's nobody off-roading there, as opposed to the other place. When we got to where we were doing the main off-roading on the Saturday morning, there were a whole bunch of people there. Mostly people camping from the night before. A lot of people in like an off-road truck, like a pickup truck or an SUV with a camping tent mounted on the roof.
Okay, yeah, those are tents.
Quite
Those
a
are cool.
lot of
Yeah.
those. Yeah. Like there was like at least 8 parked around the 2 lakes that were here.
Hmm.
And then regular pickup trucks and Jeeps and stuff like that. And then we went up on the Sunday again. And on the Sunday, there was the Saturday first, there was a group of side-by-side guys. And then the Sunday, there was a group of Jeep guys that we caught just as we were leaving, I think it was. And then there was also some dirt bike guys that passed us as we stopped for lunch, and a Jeep guys that stopped or passed us as we stopped for lunch. So we're like, if we break down, at least these guys will be, going past the same road on their way back.
Yeah.
And then some other guys. Yeah, exactly. Or tow us or give us a ride back if we break down.
Yeah.
And some other guys, two side by side and a 4-wheeler, and they had towing a boat in there behind the side by side. And the other guy had a cooler. I'm like, they're probably going fishing somewhere.
Oh yeah.
They just looked like the right age, like, like 20 years on you and I.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. They had an alternative. They weren't just going off-roading there.
No, you got to have ulterior motives.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. And I'm like, well, whatever. Ulterior. Yeah. So the off-road trip was good. And the 4-wheeler or the trailer and the ramps worked fine.
Good.
Yep.
Glad to hear. No one had to come and rescue you.
Right. And we didn't run out of gas and we didn't break down anything. We played it pretty safe. There was one spot where we went into the mud in this water, the whole road, the whole gravel, like sand road up there. It was this of the main trail was just flooded with water. And I'm like, we'll take a shot and see how deep this is, because you just never know how deep it is up there. Some places there'll be stone at the bottom, so you can't get any deeper. And other places it'll just be pure mud. So we went in this, and the 4-wheeler got buried like in mud. It started coming in the floorboards, which the floors have drain holes, but like, my wife has a foot thing my mom uses because it's so short. That's basically just a pallet that's cut to like just be like 1 foot by 2 foot.
Mm-hmm.
And that started floating in the water in the floor. So my wife's like, all right, we shouldn't push this any further. And then I'm like, all right, let's see if we can back out. So I just put it in reverse and we backed out. It was difficult, but we got out. I wanted to put the winch on and try again, but then I realized my brother didn't wire up power for the front winch spot. So we couldn't have put the winch on the front, only on the back. And I didn't have my hip waders on, but they were in the back of the 4-wheeler. I could have climbed in the back to get them out out of a Pelican case, but
Yeah.
we didn't bother going that way any further. Plus, there's not that much more that way on the trail. I think it's pretty much just straight driving through woods there, and then some more rocks later on, maybe. But we just turned around and went back, and then took every alternate trail we could on the way back. But most of the way, we were playing it pretty safe because I didn't want to break anything, especially because I borrowed my parents' side by side, and I didn't want to end up bringing it back to them broken.
Yeah. Thanks,
It was
Mom and
more
Dad.
about the fun. Yeah, yeah. It's more about the fun of the trip than it is breaking things. I would have liked to try to get through that water, but the problem with that is I would have to go through it on the way back as well.
Yeah.
And we did try taking an alternate path through the water, but it wasn't very much shallower on the side, and up the side of it there was a place where we could have like gone diagonally across, but the angle it was on if we got up there was just way too steep. We would have just tipped over into the water. That would have been bad.
But imagine the story.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Until the
Cool.
four-wheeler died, and then we had no winch because it was dead. And
The story keeps getting better and better every time.
yeah, maybe for you. And then there's no cell signal, so we can't just contact my cousin.
Surprised you don't have one of those like GPS phone things that you can just.
Yeah,
It's called like a satellite phone, but like
expensive. Yeah,
Garmin has like, what do they call it? Like the InReach or the InTouch or something like that.
But
where you can.
is
send
that a
text
two-way
to
phone? Yeah, it's just a text. Yeah, yeah. There was cell signal up there, but you need to be up on the top of the hills. You can't
Yeah.
be down low, or you got no signal. And
Yeah.
of course, we're in the mud. We're in the mostly low spots where there's mud.
Anytime I have to think about like being up high for a cell phone today, I just remember being in Africa and like when cell phones first hit the country,
Mhm.
right? Cell service was so spotty, regardless of where we were, and we would be down in the village where my parents were working, and there's a cell tower in like the next village over. So if you're
Okay.
if you were high enough, you could get it. Anyways, if I wanted to call like a friend or someone, I finally got my own cell phone, and I specifically went out and bought a wired headset with the longest wire that I could find.
Mhm.
And what I used to do is we had a courtyard wall around our house. I would climb up on that wall. I would have my phone elastic to the biggest stick I could find. And I would stick my phone way up in the air. So with this earpiece coming down, all like wired headset coming down to my ear so I could talk to whoever it was.
Yeah.
And I might get like one bar, and I'd have to hit like call and stick the phone up real quick before it said no signal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just remember doing that, and I would just talk to people.
What
And
brand was the phone? AudioVox? Nokia?
no, it was like a Chinese brand. I couldn't even tell you what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the AudioVox were kind of cheap at that time.
Yeah. No, this was probably even cheaper than that. So
My gain's a little low, but anyway.
yeah, whatever.
What did you do?
What did I do? Oh, while we were at Niagara Falls, I was talking to my parents about, because they usually go to Quebec away for their anniversary, because we lived in Quebec for a few years.
Yeah.
And so they love it there, so they go back every year for their anniversary. But because we did the Airbnb at Niagara, they're trying to find an Airbnb in Quebec, and they just couldn't find anything. Everything was either booked or so expensive. And I just had an offhand remark of like, "Oh, you guys should just buy like a camping trailer, and then you could just go park it wherever." Wouldn't you know it? My dad went out and bought a camping trailer.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah.
Did they find a place to camp?
Yeah, so they found a spot on like the island in Quebec City, like in the middle of the river. So
Crazy.
which is really want to be, but yeah, it was so funny. My dad just pulled up one day. Hey, we bought a trailer. Like you can, his car can barely pull it. But
Oh God. Yeah,
but
I'd like
like
to get a
he's
trailer,
been
but-
driving truck for a long time too, right? So he's just like, it'll be fine. So
Yeah, yeah. You make do.
yeah. But I'm waiting. They're gone now, so I'm waiting for the phone call. Hey, the car broke down. Can you come get us? So
Will the Subaru be able to tow it?
no, definitely not.
Okay. So you're saying you're gonna call me up for the Highlander?
I would have to. Well, yeah, I could do that. I could borrow my father-in-law's. My father-in-law has a Ridge line, so I could take that,
Okay.
or just go rent a
I've got the
U-Haul.
Highlander, and it's got the trailer wiring for 7 pin
That's true. Yeah,
with the brakes.
yeah. That's my father-in-law's same thing. So that'll be my next purchase. Will be a vehicle that can not my next big purchase. A vehicle that can tow trailers. Because now I
Mhm.
have two. My father-in-law has a trailer, and they've offered it to us at any time. And my
Nice.
dad has offered me their trailer.
Hasn't had
And
it
I'm
long
like,
and
I
already
don't have
offered.
but yeah, both have the contingency of I have to
Yeah.
take their vehicle if I want to take the trailer. So
Yeah.
I just want to get my own vehicle that I can tow
I was
around. But
very
then
I
I
was
talked
very
to my
happy with
wife.
the Highlander for the towing.
Yeah,
It did a good job. I barely noticed it was back there, other
yeah.
than when it got wobbly at the high speeds.
My brother-in-law just took. He has a Highlander as well, and he took that trailer. My father-in-law's trailer. He and his family took that, and they went out to the East Coast. So it can. It definitely got the towing power to tow for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So my parents have a Venza that they're towing with,
Okay.
so it
Yeah.
it it may be similar, maybe a little
I
bit
think
less
I think it's
towing.
less, but because it's low. Yeah.
Anyways, um,
Yeah.
what did I do? Oh, so okay, we went to Cottage.
Way
Um,
lower.
what's the Highlander?
Highlander's 5,500 pounds.
Oh, okay, the Venza's 3,500.
Oh yes, this gave it to me in kg. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Yeah. Still less, but not crazy, crazy less.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes more sense. I was reading 1,500 kg, and I'm like, wait a second. But
That's nothing in
still
pounds.
lower. Still
Yeah,
lower. But
still no.
yeah.
Um. Anyways, don't remember if I ever said this on the podcast. I remember I saying in the podcast that I was like, hopefully moving up in my career at this job that I have.
Yeah.
That's since been kiboshed. I know I've told you, but anyways, the sister company of my company that I was supposed to move to, got shut down. So I no longer have my promotion that I was
Oh,
promised.
there's that.
Um,
But at
I
least
think
you still get to grab junk.
I still get to drive. Yes, pick up garbage.
Yeah. And take garbage home. That's the
My
perk.
wife is real happy with me
Thrilled. I
today.
couldn't tell.
Today especially. You know what I found today? Or actually, I found it yesterday, but I brought it home
The
today.
thing you sent me a picture of,
No,
the broken go-kart.
no. That dude, that thing is like a side. It's the size of a side by side. Like it's not a little.
I should have grabbed it.
It is not a little go kart. Um,
But was it four-wheel drive? If it was four-wheel drive,
there was no engine on it. There was nothing.
I know, but did it have a drive shaft to the front wheels?
There was nothing. There was nothing. There was no drive shaft to the main wheels. There was nothing on it. It was just wheels and suspension. That's it.
Okay.
No. Yesterday I found another cargo carrier, like top box.
Oh.
It's a Thule, but it's like massive. You can fit like a person inside of it, laying
Oh.
down.
Yeah.
So probably the same size
Nice.
you have, maybe.
Yeah, mine
But
you can fit a person in for sure.
yeah, yours is
Yeah.
a Yakima, which is what
Yeah.
I have. The one I found is a Thule. So,
Okay.
but I got a
Yeah.
same issue with the key. It's either the lock is broken or it's locked and it's not opening. There's no key.
I have a
So
lockpick kit.
I usually just take it to the locksmith and be like,
Oh, okay.
"Hey, do
Change it
this,"
out.
because then they have to
Yeah.
make a key for me anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Or change the tumblers like the
yeah.
yeah.
So I usually just do that. Anyways, I brought that back home today, and my wife was outside, and I brought it home, and I just got the dirtiest look. So
I believe mine is the Skybox, Yakima Skybox 16 carbonite, 16 cubic feet.
okay, yeah, that sounds about what this one is. Looks
Yeah.
so. It was so I brought it back on my Focus. Like the thing is as big as my Focus, basically.
Yep. Good.
I did my
Are you
jank.
selling it? Or are you gonna put
I
it on
don't
the other
know. I
car?
might upgrade the one I have on the Subaru.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what I can do with it. I might sell it. But my immediate thought was I will take the Yakima off the Subaru and put that on the Focus,
Yeah.
and then I'll put the Thule on the Subaru.
It looks kind of silly to have two in your driveway with those on them, but at the same
I got
time, you
I
have the
parked the
storage
Focus
space.
up the road, so no one will see
It's
it.
true.
But
It's true.
But my wife asked me the same question. She's like, "Why do you need a top box on the Focus?" I'm like, "Well, if I go to game swaps and stuff, I have extra
Right?
storage,
Yeah.
more
Speaking of
places
game
to
swaps,
bring garbage back. I got, you know."
speaking of game swaps, I've been doing some
Um,
preparation for Barry Game Exchange.
that's true. Yeah.
So many nights of just testing consoles and games and pricing, and I haven't played a single game for I don't know how many months now. But well, I guess I just played some last or yesterday with my kid, but that doesn't really count.
Doesn't count.
Yeah,
Yes. Bear Game Exchange happening September 18th.
18th. Yep.
Come and buy things from me. Don't buy from Derek. Just buy
For
from me.
me too. Well, as my wife just told me the other day, we may not even be going to that.
Oh, yeah. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me
Yeah.
that.
Well, we were I think I was down here doing video game stuff the one night, and my wife went to bed in pain. She's just like, "Oh, I'm not feeling good." And then she calls me at 1 in the morning while I'm still down here pricing stuff, and she says, "Come upstairs now. I need your help." Okay. So I go upstairs, and she's like, "I don't feel good. I'm in pain." So she just kind of sat there waiting for it to pass, and it didn't pass. And we were up till 3:30 in the morning, just waiting for something to
Thank
decide
you.
what we should do. We were Googling symptoms, like if
Yeah.
it's this and this and this, what could it be? This kind of thing, like came on like just out of nowhere seemingly, but the pain's bad, but then it'll get better and then it'll get worse.
Yeah.
So we eventually decided to call 911 and get her an ambulance because she's like, this is not getting better. I can barely walk. I can barely roll out of bed.
Yeah.
So we just called. I've never called 911 in my life before that.
Yeah.
And we just got an ambulance. The ambulance came. She walked out there and met them out there because they took a while to show up anyway. So she just took her time and got out there. And then they looked at her and they're like, doesn't look like, what was the thing they thought could have been first? Oh, appendix was the first thing they
Appendix.
thought
Yeah.
we
It's
thought.
usually the first one. Yeah.
And it was on her back on the right side. No, it was at the front on the right side at first. And then she said later on it felt like it moved to the back. So anyway, she was there, went to the hospital. They took her to the hospital. She was there pretty much all day long, just waiting for test after test to figure out what's going on. Eventually, they did a CT scan because the ultrasound came up with nothing. And the CT scan showed she had kidney stones.
Yep.
So she's dealing with kidney stones, and that is why we may not be going to Barry if she's not feeling better. But she's having good days, she's having bad days. It's just
Just
all
really
over the
depends.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So she's got pills to help like break down the kidney stones, and then other
Yeah.
pills to help with the pain. So
Yeah.
it is almost a month from now. So I don't know. But the
I
day
would hope
before
it should be done by then. Would be
I would hope so. They gave her 21 days worth of pills.
Yeah.
So I think they're anticipating it being better by then, but
Yeah.
she's also got an appointment with a specialist, and we will see what happens out of that. But also, the day before it is her birthday, the day before Barry Game Exchange. So she really would have a lot of sway if she didn't want to go. And you may just have two more tables to deal with, two more tables to fill with your junk
I'll
if we
fill it
can't
with
go.
junk.
Or I just send all my junk with you, and you can just sell it.
Man, I got to take your car then too. Oh man.
The rooftop boxes for it.
That's true. I'll put two on the same car.
Yeah, stack them.
Yeah, you texted me because we were supposed to hang out the day that she went to the hospital. We were supposed to hang out
Your wife and my wife were finally going to meet
for the first time, and then the universe said no.
Isn't this the second time that they were supposed
I
to
think
meet?
it's the third time, but
Third time? Okay. Yep.
Anyways, is when you said, she has abdominal pains or whatever.
Yeah.
The first thing that I said was like, I wonder if it's kidney stones. That was the first thing that I said because I remember when my dad had kidney stones, and I like what you're saying is same situation with me. But my dad was at work at a real estate office, and I just got a phone call from my dad saying, "Can you come and get me?" and take
Yeah.
me to the hospital because I cannot drive. I cannot stand up. I can't. So yeah, same thing. I got him like drove there. I got him into my car, took him to the hospital, got him into Emerge, and I
It's
just
just
sat
so
with him
weird
for
at her age, though. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
It
how old was
happens.
he when it happened?
He was in his like late 50s.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. She's freaking 36.
she's not drinking enough water. Tell her she's not drinking enough water.
She has been exercising a lot lately,
And that would do it too.
but she's also getting paranoid. Oh, we just put in a water softener this year, or replaced our water softener with one that works. Maybe it's
Yeah.
the water softener putting too much salt in the water. Blah, blah, blah. So she's just paranoid about everything now because
Yeah.
we don't know.
You can't really predict it.
She's also been drinking a lot of bubbly this year, and it's like, oh, maybe bubbly's related. You Google that, and they're like, oh yeah, that's possible.
Anything's possible on Google.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
So that's unfortunate. Well, I mean, hopefully she feels better and she won't listen to this, but get well soon and
Make her listen to it.
just that part.
Yeah. So unrelated and maybe more fun. Beat Goes On had an anniversary sale.
Okay, yeah.
I sent you that, right?
You did, yeah, and
Good.
I didn't look at anything.
That's okay. I'm just glad I told you and didn't forget to tell you. You
Okay.
and my brother-in-law I had to tell. So we went there and we picked up some games. And then we went to the other location in town and picked up some more games.
Beautiful.
So the first one we picked up Origami King, Mario Paper Mario Origami
Paper Mario,
King.
yeah.
So it's 30% off of $60. And we got something else. I forget what else we got there. I can't remember now. It was Just Dance 2016 for Xbox One because the kids love that on Connect.
Yeah.
And then we went to the other location and we picked up Splatoon 2 for 30% off, $60. And we picked up Dora Snow Princess for Wii for my daughter because it was $3. 30% off that.
30%
right?
off, so it was $2.
And then I also found my wife, her favorite singer is Tori Amos. So I picked up a special edition disc. She already has 2 copies of the CD, but she didn't have the special edition with the DVD and the artwork and it also has some like Polaroids that they made for that special one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So that one I picked up too. Yeah. So it's all less than the cost of a, I remembered something we bought that was cheaper. Oh, yes. UV games. It was something we bought for my wife's birthday. That was less money. I was thinking it was Beat Goes On, but it wasn't. Yeah. So everything was less than the cost of just the Switch game because of the discount.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Any Wii U games? Anything good?
No, I did look through the Wii U games at both locations, but I found out Beat Goes On's website has a limit of how many results it'll give you for like when you do a search for in stock and this location.
Yeah.
If you just try in stock in this location, it limits you to 300 results. I think it was. Yeah, 300 results. And if you try filtering down less, of course, you can get just one platform and they can have, you can see all the Wii U games they have in stock from their website. But there was nothing I could see that was desirable for you.
Yeah.
I didn't cross-reference your list though. I could just go to your list and check.
I go on every once in a while and
I should go to your list and add all the ones you need to my wish list, but I don't know when you buy them. When you buy something new, but yeah, they only have literally one Wii U game in stock at the Fairway Road store.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. That one's pretty pick through generally.
Yeah, it doesn't have much. And then they have 10 in stock for Wii U games for the Waterloo store.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to try Cambridge as well because they do have a CD in stock that I was wanting, but they have 0 Wii U games and they don't have many other video games either. So I just said, screw it. Because that was the day my wife was at the hospital. So we're like, yeah, it's not go driving all over town.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else did you do?
I don't know how we got off track, but what I was saying before about my job.
Me.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. It's your fault. So with losing this promotion that I was supposed to get, I was kind of counting on that promotion to pay for because then I would move over to salary and then I would get
Yeah.
paid vacation.
Okay.
So when we had booked vacation, which has been most of August, um, this was all planning with me being in this job where I could basically just still get paid and not be there. Now that that's gone, if I'm not there, I'm not getting paid. So all of a sudden, I couldn't afford to take a month off essentially.
Yeah.
So I had to make the tough choice of like saying to my wife and kids, like, you guys go up to her family gets a cottage every year, just like your family does. And it's usually for a week. And so I was like, you know what, you go up, and then I'll come up on like after work on Thursday, then I'll be there for Friday, Saturday, and then we'll come back on Sunday. So I'll get a little mini vacation, but not the week long vacation that would be nice. But it was strange though. Like, so I was by myself for 4 days.
Yeah, that was the day you came over.
Yeah, so it was like Tuesday, I think, that I came over to your house.
I forget what you came over for. Oh yeah, you had the bins and the empty tote bins.
Yeah, I had your tote bin to give back to you, and that helicopter and something else. I forget.
Right?
Anyways.
Anyway.
When I was just running errands that night, because my wife was, every time she was at the cottage, she went up with her parents, and she was just sending me texts like, "Oh, we forgot this. Can you bring this? Can you bring this? Can you bring this?" And I'm spending my whole day just running around grabbing things. So, yeah, I got to live the bachelor life for 4 days.
Was it as good as you remember?
I'm very conflicted. It was nice, but also not nice. Like, I think it's the longest that my wife and I have been apart. Like, I think the longest I've done before has been like maybe 3 days. Maybe we've done 4, but like usually I've done 4, but I've been with other people. So like I go on a bike trip or something like that. I'm gone for 4 days.
Yeah.
But I'm with other people. This was like 4 days of like it's just me. Like, I didn't go to see my parents. My parents didn't come see me. I went to go see you for like an hour or so, and then
after my son dragged you or made you keep listening to everything you had to say, it was an hour.
I'm an expert in Pokemon now.
Yeah.
It's fine. He's a good kid. And yeah, so it was nice to have the freedom, but at the same time I still had a honey-do list of, make sure you clean this part of the house. Why I didn't have time to do it. Can you do it before we go? That kind of thing. So yeah, it was still busy. I still had a busy week, and I was still working like 10 hours, right? So doing everything on top of that. So I went up on Thursday. Oh, I had to get stuff from you to give to Bill. STC.
That's what it was. Bill. Yeah, I had a box of
stuff for him. So
airplane magazines and war magazines. Yeah.
Yeah. So I left later than I wanted to on Thursday. Oh, Top Spot is here. Hello. I didn't make this private, but
oh, on YouTube?
Yeah. Hi, Top Spot. You're welcome to stick around. We're just messing around.
Messing around recording our actual podcast.
This is the actual podcast, but whatever. No one cares. We didn't advertise it.
Oh boy.
Went up on Thursday and I got to see Bill, but I was racing against the clock because he had to be at work. He had to leave work at like 5 or whatever. And I got there at 5. We met in like the Walmart parking lot and gave him the stuff and had to chat for a little bit. So that was nice. And then went up to the cottage. It was like a 4-hour drive in total. So Top sauce, I'll leave you be, but hey. Oh, it's fine. I don't care. You can stick around. We probably shouldn't talk about comments the whole time, but whatever.
I hear people hate that.
Some people do. Depends on the people. Depends if their name starts with a J and ends in an E.
Yeah, because Josh doesn't care.
There's a little bit of thing there. Okay. This is what I mean. You guys are distracting me with the chat. This is what I mean.
It's your fault you can't talk and read.
I know. I can't. All right. Anyways, got up to the cottage, and I the night before I went to the cottage, I actually there was talk amongst the family of we should get a knee board. We have a fishing boat, so it's not like it's only a 20 horse outboard on it. Um, Nothing crazy. So, but there was talk of like let's get a knee board for the kids, and we can all um, you know have fun pulling each other around on that. So I had a couple sales during the week while everyone was gone, so I used that money towards buying a knee board, and it wasn't cheap. I had to buy it brand new from Canadian Tire, um, but it was worth it. Like we had fun. We took the knee board out. We got the kids actually on it. I got my oldest on it, who's 5. He was like terrified of it, but got him up on the knee board, and he was doing it himself. So
Okay.
good for
Good.
him. Um, and this is where I got in trouble. This was the I caused a family rift because of this.
Oh,
You say you have some
because
strange
you
family.
bought a
This is
knee board. Okay.
well, not okay, but circumstances surrounding the knee board,
For
not
sure. No, I get
specifically
it. I get it. I'm just waiting to hear that how this played out.
this is like still somewhat not resolved at this point, even though it's been it's been 2 weeks now. It'll be 2 weeks on September, or no, on Saturday, September. So I have this thing where that the camera that I found in the garbage, that nice Sony camera, I remember showing you
Yeah.
a couple years ago. I take that to the cottages because I share it around. People take pictures because my wife's family is notorious for not taking pictures of anything, especially
Okay.
special moments. And so I've taken it upon myself to take the camera. I take pictures because my wife and family make calendars for her mom every year for like Christmas or whatever for the next
Okay.
year.
Yep.
So it's got pictures of all the grandkids and whatever. And 90% of the pictures we take are from the cottage. And they're usually pictures that I take because no one else takes them.
Hmm.
So everyone's kneeboarding. I'm taking pictures of kneeboards, right? I'm taking pictures of people kneeboarding.
Yeah.
And one of the pictures I took was of my sister-in-law on the kneeboard. And if I don't know if you ever kneeboarded before, but when you're kneeboard, you start on your stomach, right? When
I've
your
never.
hands,
Okay.
okay, you start laying down on the board. Your arms are kind of tucked under you. You're
Okay.
laying down. The board goes under you, or you start to pull it. The board kind of gets firm because the friction on the water, right? So,
Okay. Yeah.
and then to get up, you got to pull yourself up, drag yourself up on your knees, and then kind of sit up on the knee board, and then strap yourself in. Kind of,
Okay. Sure.
it's not that much. But I was taking pictures of everyone. I want to stress I was taking pictures of everyone doing this,
Uh-huh.
but the picture of my sister-in-law, part of it was a butt shot
Okay.
because you have to kneel on the knee board to get
Yeah.
up. I don't know if my wife's listening, but she's gonna get mad if I'm telling this story in a podcast. But it's gonna be funny anyway. I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious and stupid at the same time. So I had mentioned, to in passing because it's kind of funny. It's just like, oh, I got a great butt shot, and it's just you
Hmm.
move on, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, so then it wasn't that day. It was the next night around the camp. We had a campfire. It was me, my wife's dad, my sister-in-law, and my brother-in-law, who's married to my sister-in-law,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
we were all chatting up and chatting around the fire. And my father-in-law, he's a I'm this is going to be the swear because I have to. He's a bit of a shit disturber, right?
Okay.
He likes to poke fun and poke the bear once in a while. My sister-in-law does not take the poking very well in general as well
Of her own from her own father.
from her own father-in-law.
Oh, father-in-law. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Anyway, so he brought it up around the campfire. Oh, Josh got a great butt shot of you,
But no one's
right?
seen this because it's on the camera's
It's on
memory
the
card.
camera. People
Yeah.
have seen it because people
Oh,
take the
okay.
camera and look at it.
Okay, got it.
I
Yeah, because you said you
also
share
had
the camera for
mentioned,
people to take pictures of. Yeah.
yeah, I had
So
mentioned it to my father-in-law, and thus why he knew about it.
yeah.
But it wasn't. Again, I'm going to stress, It was not. It wasn't sexual in any way. It wasn't, pervy in any. It was just a picture of. It
Yeah,
wasn't
you're
even
taking pictures
in.
of people doing the thing, and part
Yeah,
of doing the thing requires being in such a position.
yeah,
And were you in front? You were behind her?
yeah. Because they're going away
Because
from shore, and I'm on
okay,
shore.
you were on shore. I pictured you on the boat the whole time.
Okay,
That's
sorry.
why.
Yes, I was
Yeah,
on
yeah,
shore taking pictures of the
yeah,
people taking
yeah.
off. So it
And it's a
wasn't even
matter
like,
of seconds. Like,
yeah, I'm
yeah,
taking pictures. Click, click, click,
yeah.
click, click, click. Anyways, and so he brought up around the campfire. Oh, whatever her name is. Uh, Josh got a great butt shot of you,
Mhm.
and everyone kind of had a laugh or whatever. And I had, before I would say, um, I had said to her as well. Listen, like as I'm kneeboarding, like you got to be careful because the friction of the water as you're laying on the board is like it was starting to take my bathing suit down because it's like you're dragging in the water.
Yeah,
It was basically it undid my like my bathing suit strap, whatever. So I told her that happened because I thought it would be funny, right? Whatever. It's
yeah.
just a funny story. And then she kind of threw back at me. She's like, "Oh, well, this coming from the guy who was basically losing his bathing suit in the water." And I was like, "Yeah, if you had a camera, you'd have had a great shot.
Right? Exactly. Yep.
Perfect." Then my father-in-law chips back in. He's like, "Oh, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take that picture and we're gonna blow it up. We're gonna make it. We're gonna put it in the family room in the
As a
big
shit
picture frame."
disturber would say. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And here is my comment. This is the comment I would. This is the comment that split the family. is my next words.
Your in-laws. This
My
is your
my in-laws,
in-laws.
yes, not
Yeah.
my actual family. My in-law family. After my father-in-law says, we're gonna blow this picture up, we're gonna make it
No, what
big.
did you say?
I said, "Oh, we won't have to do that."
Which was intended as a joke against the size of her butt?
Sure, you
Or
could.
you intended it as a we don't have to do that, as
Yes.
in we don't need to blow up a picture.
It's a subtle joke, and I thought it was very clever.
It is, it is. But I know if I said that about my sister-in-law, I'd be dead.
But I am also a shit disturber to a point, right? Like
If you disturb shit, eventually you're gonna get some on you.
you know what? And I am prepared for it. I am absolutely prepared to take it.
Is your wife prepared for it?
I've taken it. I've given it and I've taken it and it's part of it. Anyways, whatever it was, this comment did not go down well with my sister-in-law whatsoever. And here's the thing. If you're not happy with someone who makes a comment like this,
Mhm.
how do you react in such a situation?
Well, I generally, if someone
Mhm.
insults me and I'm taking it personally or offensive and not get the joke or not like the joke,
Yeah.
I get quiet and angry. That's
Okay.
myself.
Okay.
Some people would freak out and start yelling or poke back. Depends if she's a shit disturber or clever. She
Okay.
might poke back. Myself, generally, I'll get angry and quiet.
Yeah. But
But
would you confront?
I could
Would you
also see
confront at all?
her. I don't know. In my own way, I would not. No,
Okay.
I don't really. But some people do, and I know my sister-in-law, if I did that to her, she would definitely come back with something.
Perfect. That's what I
Even if
want.
it's just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I
will
hate
take
you.
that.
Yeah.
I will take that.
So
I would have
instead she said nothing and then got silently angry and started talking about you?
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Anyways, like here I would have taken, shut the fuck up. Um, I would have taken a slap across the back of the head because she was kind of behind me. I would have
Okay.
taken that. I would have been fine with
Yeah,
it. I would have taken an insult back at me. I would have taken
sure.
anything. What
Yeah.
I won't take is what she actually did was just not talk at all and then proceed to ignore me and my family for the rest of the trip
Oh, good.
and make it super awkward for everyone. And then this next fact is disputed. The camera
Said
the
camera.
the said camera
Exhibit A.
exhibit A. As the next day we're packing up, kind of getting ready to leave because it was Saturday night that it happened. Sunday we were leaving in the afternoon after lunch. And so I got up in the morning and we're packing up and we're kind of moving around. Next thing I know, I turn around. My brother-in-law has taken my camera without my permission, even though
Mm-hmm.
it is kind of, assumed you can take it to take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
He has the camera and he's looking through the pictures. And so
Mm-hmm.
I know what he's doing,
Mm-hmm. Of
but I
course.
give them the benefit of the doubt and I say, "Oh, are you going to take pictures?" And he said, "No. The comments last night were not well received and I need to find these pictures of so and so and delete them."
Uh-huh.
Which I was not a fan of because now suddenly things are getting deleted. It's not, again, these pictures were not over exaggerated. They were not, it wasn't the focus of the picture. It was the idea, everything that happened to this, she is focusing on the picture as, you know, the problem, but that wasn't it wasn't ever the problem. These pictures aren't bad.
Yeah.
So anyways, that ticked me right off because I don't appreciate, you don't take someone's thing and just start deleting, editing things, right? Like you don't take someone's phone and start deleting pictures off of them. How, and if they had come to me and said, "Hey, she didn't appreciate the comment. Would you mind deleting the pictures if it's an issue?" No problem. I don't have an issue with that. If it's hurting someone's feelings or if they have you know, I'm trying to make myself sound like good, but I'm not an unreasonable person, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah. They took the sneaky way of doing it instead of just
Instead
coming
of
to you
just
directly.
confronting me. Yeah.
Even if he had confronted you and she
It-
still wanted to stay as a silent,
yeah.
silent
That's
person.
I would have
Silent.
taken that as well. But anyways, so my sister-in-law still has not talked to me. I know she's upset and she wants an apology from me, but I haven't given it yet. But at the same time, she herself hasn't told me she's upset,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Just
So,
let everybody else pass it on to you instead.
yeah. So that's why I haven't confronted the issue. It's like I want her to have to confront me about it and then we'll talk about it. So,
Yeah.
and I've said before, I even told my wife and I've told other people, like I will apologize if what I said hurt her feelings, right? I'm not,
Yeah.
we've said it here because it's funny. And I'd never say something to intentionally hurt someone's feelings. And if I did, it wouldn't have been that. I would have made it,
Well, yeah, and the only way it would hurt her feelings is if she's already sensitive about her butt. Like
which I
seriously,
didn't know if she was or wasn't. We were just,
right?
it was in the spur of the moment. It happened.
The
It,
father-in-law teed you up.
it was I got a slam dunk. I got a slam dunk and I took it. So,
Oh man.
oh. And the funny thing is that if she's so insecure about, her body image or whatever, and she wants to keep everything quiet,
Yeah.
just by her trying her hardest to cover it up, delete the pictures, not talk to me, ignore me, not talk
Yeah.
about it, has created more of a discourse around this whole thing than if
Yeah.
she had just said, "Shut the fuck up," or slap me, or even just come to me and say, "I didn't appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We'll move on." And it would have been a non-issue.
Yep.
But creating the drama, throwing a temper tantrum. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. See, top spot, obvious joke, not malicious. It was not malicious. He understands it. And I don't have the picture. I deleted it. I didn't
So
delete it.
now you
Sorry.
have
I
to
didn't delete
post the picture, he says. No, you can run recovery software on that memory card and you get the picture back.
it.
Trust me, you can get the picture back.
It's not worth it. It's really not.
Yeah.
It wasn't that good of a picture. It was more funny. I just did it as a
Besides,
joke.
I'm sure you can get a new one.
Oh, don't no. There's new rules now. There is no pictures to be taken of my sister-in-law whatsoever on any of my
Well,
devices.
I guess she's never involved in the calendar then.
No, not anymore. Like this is the price you pay.
Yeah.
So
It'd be even
now
funnier
my
if you could like blur her out in the pictures. Like take the pictures of everybody and she just happens to be there, but it's blurred.
I would just like make sure she stands on the end and then zoom in a little bit, cropped,
Yeah,
you know,
well,
like it's
you got to get her on the end for that. She has to cooperate.
yeah, well.
I think it'd be funnier to replace her with Sasquatch. Just place Sasquatch over top of her.
Nah, you just use the peach emoji over her face.
uh,
Anyways, this has been the great drama
it's
of
good.
August.
It's good.
So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Did you check out the Polymedia Network charity stream by
I popped
chance?
in at the very end when Trav was beating turtles. That's about the only time
Okay.
I got.
I popped in there and I also popped in 2 other times, I think. Yeah. I watched Trav and Jake and Briz eat hot chips.
Oh, okay,
That
good.
one night I was pricing and testing video games. I got some clips of that as well and put them on their Twitch. I don't know if they're still there or not. I would have thought so, but I didn't see them, but I didn't look hard. I also found a way to rip the videos because I want to watch them eventually. But
Yeah,
yeah,
gotta have ways before Twitch deletes it after what 7 days.
yeah, I warned. I think is it 7 or is it 30 now? I thought it
I
was.
don't know. I don't know what it is
Okay,
now.
I warned Trav that was coming. He said he already knew, and they're backed up on YouTube. So
Okay, that's good. Yeah, put them up somewhere archival.
yeah, they're backed up, hidden, but on YouTube. I think he actually made one public by accident because I got a notification.
Just like this podcast being accidentally live.
Right? It happens. It happens.
I'm in
But
a
we
rush.
appreciate Tough Spot
Thank you, Top Spot, for watching and
and
commenting
sharing a
and
picture with
backing
me.
me up on my jokes.
Uh,
Ugh.
well, I have a list of things I've watched.
Oh yes, the list.
I decided that while I'm at work or while I'm working from home, I should very well be watching things because I am getting sick of work and people not doing their jobs and me doing people's jobs for them. So I just thought if I have a movie playing on this screen, I can work on these 2 screens, no problem. That's
Perfect.
fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So throughout that time, plus testing games, plus I've also been building batteries um, out of old laptop batteries,
Okay. Yeah.
and also some batteries from work that were in the garbage. I've been grabbing a couple of those and tearing them apart, and then you get the little 18650 cells, the ones that go in vape pens.
Okay.
And I picked up a spot welder that I've been meaning to build for years, like literally like 8 years. I've been meaning to build one of these things, and I found one on Amazon for like $68, something like that.
Oh yeah, that's worth
It was
it.
like a fluke of a price. I'm like, I'm buying that. So I bought one, and it works pretty great. So I've been building those batteries. But while I was doing that, I watched some shows as well. So, and then also on our trip, our camping trip, or I mean, our off-road trip where we stayed at a cottage, my wife and I watched a couple movies as well. So that's all from that. And then random just doing dishes and stuff like that. So on the list, Moneyball.
My perfect. Yes.
So I
I'm
watched
happy.
Moneyball. I enjoyed it. One thing I noticed that kind of makes it stand out different from other movies is there was no like I didn't notice anything that was extravagant, unbelievable, seemed made up. Any of that stuff just didn't happen in a movie, which is so unusual.
Yeah.
Usually in a movie like that, you'd have one scene at least that's like, whoa, that's like a crazy thing to happen, or unbelievable, or they probably made that part up to fit it in the true story, right? Because
Yeah.
this is based on a true story, right?
It is a true story. Yeah.
Okay. Not inspired by, but actually like
It is actually a true
okay,
story. Yeah.
good. I was just curious. But usually they throw something in there that's unbelievable or crazy. And there was really none of that. And I actually
Yeah.
appreciated that a lot about the movie.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah. That's pretty
That's
much all I
very
have to say about it.
okay. That's good.
But, unless
Well,
you have
I'm sure I'm sure some of the dialogue has been flowered up, right?
sure,
Like
probably. Yeah. They got to at least make it interesting. I was surprised that they didn't do more. And I don't know if that's a thing of its time. Like at that time, you could get away with doing that because the hook was it was based on a true story, which wasn't that common in movies at the time.
mhm.
Or was it because it was about sports and they thought that was the hook? Or what it is that today I don't think that movie would get made that way. I don't
Yeah.
think.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I also watched a
Sorry, before we
series.
go too far.
Yeah.
What did you think of Brad Pitt down in that Twinkie?
I didn't even notice.
Oh
I
my
didn't even
gosh.
notice.
You didn't see him just open the Twinkie and just
No,
in like 3
no,
bites while he's trading players on the phone?
no. I didn't even notice.
It's ridiculous.
I tried to watch for him eating at the beginning, and then
He
afterward, I
eats
just
that whole
forgot.
movie. He's always eating.
I just forgot. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
the more he eats, the more successful the movie is. This is how it works.
Okay, good, good.
Okay, sorry. Move on.
That's all right. I also watched a TV show on Disney Plus called Hit Monkey, and it's
Never heard of it.
basically a hitman who's like, so it has a lot of actors you'd know in it, but I can't remember anybody's name right now except George Takei. George Takei, but it's Takei. And he's in it as a voice actor because it's a cartoon, but it's anime style,
Okay.
and it's part of DC, like sorry, Marvel. It's a Marvel story,
I was
so I
gonna
guess
say
it's
this
based
is
on a
on Disney
comic.
Plus.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, sorry.
DC.
So Freddie Tadashore, who's like the voice of Hulk in all the cartoons, he's like a pretty popular voice actor. He did the monkey, and then the main guy was Jason Sudeikis. You
Jason
know that guy?
Sudeikis, yeah.
Yeah, he did
Ted
the
Lasso.
voice of the hitman. Yeah, that's true. Olivia Munn did the voice of some other character. George Takei. Uh, just tons of popular people that I don't know how to say their names, or lots of people. Anyway, this was a decent, like my guess was that it wasn't originally American, but just based on the anime, but it was actually really good. And because it was okay, so it says takes the tale of a Japanese show monkey. No, that's there's no monkey. No, I think it was actually originally Hulu. Yeah, it says original series by Hulu, but it's on Disney Plus. It was really good. It was gory. It's basically this hitman who is double crossed and murdered, and then a bunch of snow monkeys discover his body like shot up in the wilderness, and they bring him back to their hot spring and they nurse him back to health, and then he disrupts their community by accident because he starts a fight with one of the monkeys, and all the other ones make fun of that monkey, and then the hitmen that tried to kill him realize he's still alive, come find him in this place, kill him, then kill all the monkeys except that one monkey that he fought with, who was kicked out of the community of monkeys.
Hmm.
And then they meet back, or sorry, then the hitman dies and becomes a ghost and haunts the monkey, but like haunts him to the point of like, you got to go kill these guys for me because they killed your friends, like that kind of thing.
Okay, like buddy haunting.
Yeah, like a buddy, but like not totally on the same page. Like I can't think of a movie where there's two people that are for the same goal but not necessarily agreeing with each other. But I know there's movies like that. I can't think of what it is. I don't know. Anyway, what's the one with Tom Hanks and the dog? Turner and Hooch? Aren't
Turner
they
and
like kind of
Hooch.
like that? Where
Yeah.
they're like together on the same mission, but they're not actually together. They're
Yeah.
forced together or something. Something like that anyway.
That's
So,
how most buddy cop things start, right?
yeah,
Like
especially
Lethal
cop
Weapon, they
ones.
don't want to be together.
Yeah. So anyway, that kind of thing, and of course, Jason Sudeikis has like his character's like witty and rude, like a Deadpool type humor almost.
Yeah.
Not quite that far, but pretty close. It's good. It's good. Hit Monkey, watch it.
Hit Monkey.
Disney
Okay.
Plus.
On Disney Plus, yeah.
Yeah. And then also, so while we were at the cottage, we watched Thor, Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder, good.
It was decent. I mean,
it's more of the same.
Yeah,
it's more of the same.
but it wasn't too much samey, which was nice. You know
Really,
what I mean?
I thought it felt very too. It felt like Thor Ragnarok 2.
Maybe, but it didn't feel like all the other Marvel stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, but
Yeah, and that could be just all it is. It's been long enough that
yeah.
it felt different enough with all the other stuff in between.
Yeah. Okay. What did you think of Gore?
Yeah, he was creepy and weird.
He was
Yeah.
I thought he was really creepy and really well
At
done.
first, I was like watching the movie. I'm like, I don't see the creepiness, but of course, he hadn't changed yet.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that was coming. So yeah, neat. I think I need to watch a better version of it because I think I watched like a cam quality or something like
gross.
Yeah, it was a good quality cam quality, but yeah. Then we watched Bob's Burgers movie, which was basically like a long episode of Bob's Burgers, but it was good.
Okay.
It was
I've never seen Bob's Burgers.
Oh, you should.
I
You should. It's funny. I like it a lot. My wife and I watch that together. We like watching comedy together,
Yeah.
and that's a pretty good one. And then the recognizable voices of like who's that the girl in it? She's also in the what they do in the shadows. She's the one who runs the vampire house, the vampire uh
Okay.
organization. I can't remember her name. She was also in Kimmy
Yeah.
Schmidt and Third Rock from the 30 Rock. I can't
You're
remember her
naming
name.
all
That
these shows
Canadian
I
girl.
haven't watched.
Jeez. Yeah. Anyway, she's comedian, funny voice. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. Then just the other day, I watched a free movie on Plex with ads.
Hmm.
It's called Becky.
Okay.
It's basically about this little girl whose mother's died, and then Nazis come to her house with her and her father and her mother and her stepmom and stepbrother, and she basically like kills them all. It's pretty good.
Oh,
It's
fun.
pretty good actually. The gore at times, I'm just like, oh, I can't. I don't know how I can keep watching this. And I'm like, okay, they got past it before it got really
Move on.
bad. But just knowing what's going on, sometimes you're like, oh, it's more of implied. There's a bit of gore, but then the rest is just kind of implied of how bad it could be. And I'm just worried about them going to how bad it could be. And they never seem to, which is nice for me
Yeah.
anyway.
Okay.
Becky is what that's called.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
And
So
also, there's a ton of people you'll know in that. Like, you'll
Kevin
start naming.
James.
Yeah, he's a Nazi. He plays a pretty good Nazi, actually.
Oh, interesting.
And then on top of that, there's Joel McHale from Community.
Yeah.
There's the big dude, Robert Mallet, but I don't know what he's from. I recognize him from
I
something,
don't.
but
Yeah, I don't know
he
what he's
is
from.
a massive dude. He's in 300. The Mortal Instruments, Pacific Rim, Sherlock Holmes. But I'm trying to think of what I recognize him from.
He
Deadpool
just looks like
2.
you know insert brute.
Yeah, like huge guy, but deep voice too. Oh, he's also on Umbrella Academy. Why can't I think of the classic show he used to be in or movie? I mean, it's bothering me. Oh, he was on WWF. Oh,
You are
Kurgan
Kurgan.
from the Oddities. That's where I recognize him from. Wow, that's a throwback. Yeah. All right, that makes more sense too. But he's been in a lot of stuff. Anyway, and then I also recognize the mother-in-law or the stepmom, Amanda Brugel, and she was the. I looked this up, didn't I? No, I didn't. I recognized her from something. I couldn't remember what it was. Oh, Kim's Convenience. She played the pastor.
Okay.
Did you ever watch Kim's Convenience?
Bits
Oh
and
my God.
pieces are an episode here and there with my wife. So.
Anyway, she was in. She was
I'm a
a
bad
good.
Canadian.
Yeah, you are. You're a truly bad Canadian. She was also in Suicide Squad as National Security Council.
How descript.
Right? I'm assuming she wasn't there much, but I've never seen that, so I don't know. Yeah. And then after that, or not, yeah, well, after, but I'm not doing the right order. I'm doing more of interest order with a
Okay.
bit sprinkled in between. I also watched Uncharted just today, actually.
Just today. Okay.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
It was decent. I mean, I rarely have really bad things to say about anything, but I keep hearing bad things about this movie. And I'm like, it was kind of what I expect, maybe a little bit better than I expected. But I've
Okay.
also never played an Uncharted game.
Well, I've only played the first one, so I don't think I'm a huge.
I got played like
I'm a
5 minutes of one.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was okay. I will not say it wasn't great. It was okay. It's fine, in my opinion. That's
It's like what I expected, maybe it's slightly better. And I did really love the nod to what's his name? The voice actor that did the
Nolan
original
North.
Nolan North. Yeah. Yeah. I liked him in there. It was a little shoehorned in and forced, but it was still good to have him there.
Yeah.
And he's funny too. I like him. So, and I also watched earlier than that, Tango and Cash.
Oh, a classic.
A coworker had talked about it. I think he quoted it. He said something was Fubar. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So he sends a clip from the movie. I'm like, all right, I'll add this to my list to watch. And I know I've always had that as an empty spot. And I was just like, did not even realize that Stallone was in it
Yeah.
when I first heard about it. You sound like Stallone when you said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Well, that was
was
cool because they
decent.
like they like flip roles, right? You'd think that Stallone
Yeah.
would be the actiony guy, but he's the
Yeah.
guy in the business suit, you
Yeah.
know, kind of scaredy cat kind of thing. And
But also still totally not a scaredy
oh,
cat.
it's
Yeah.
stupid,
Yeah. It
but
is.
it's a
I gotta
classic.
call my bookie, like, or my stock guy or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But that movie had some real racism from the main characters that
Oh
does not
yeah.
hold up today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
does not.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
I think Puerto Ricans they made fun of several times there. Pretty sure. Not just made fun of, but like, oh, they're bad or something like that.
Yeah.
Or
That's got
you're
a
a bad
good
Puerto Rican.
Jack
And this is,
Palance plays a really good bad guy in that one.
oh, that really?
I
The
thought he
big
was
bad guy, like the
yeah,
main.
the main bad guy,
I thought it
yeah.
was so like hokey
That's
and
why I
like
like it because it's super hokey. Like it
okay,
just plays
okay,
into the whole thing.
okay. I
So
could see it, but it was really hokey.
the first time I watched that movie, I was really disappointed because I was expecting, you know, a proper action movie.
Okay.
And what I got was like this cheesy, over the top action. I'm not quite sure if they were like doing it like being self-aware about it or
Yeah. There were
anyways, I was
some
really
jokes that
disappointed.
made it seem like they were being self-aware,
The more I
but
watched it,
not like Naked Gun self-aware, but
yeah. So, but the more I watch it and the more times I've seen it, you know, I know what I'm getting into, so I enjoy it every time more I watch it because I realize that it's just cheesy and sometimes you just gotta take the cheese.
yeah,
That sounds like an episode title.
take the cheese.
Sometimes you just gotta take the cheese.
We'll get to the cheese later on in my list. I
This
also
sounds like the
watched.
cheese episode to me. I don't know about you,
Well,
but
it may actually be some where I was telling you I had a name. Let's get to that in four more movies.
we'll
After
get
four
there.
more
Okay,
movies, then
we'll
I'll
get
get to
there.
that. So, Mad Max. I watched the
Okay,
original Mad Max.
you watched the original. Uh
The
oh.
original.
Uh oh. This
It
is not what
was.
I recommended to you.
It was. Yeah, exactly. It was. I liked it. I swear I've seen parts of it before, but then after that, I watched Mad Max 2.
Okay. Yeah.
That one I remembered even more. Like I've definitely seen most of that before. I think.
Yeah.
So after Mad Max 2, I watched Mad Max 3 Beyond Thunderdome.
Oh man. First half of that, good. Second half.
It had its moments. I didn't mind it as much as it sounds like you did. It was cheese. The
The
whole like Lost Boys type thing. Like,
yeah, it turns
yeah,
into the Lost Boys movie at the end of it. Now,
yeah.
what's strange is that they have the same actor in Beyond Thunderdome that is in Road Warrior,
Yes.
the helicopter guy.
Oh. Oh, sorry, I was thinking of something else. Okay, go ahead.
You know what I'm talking about? Like the thin guy who was. It's the
Yes,
same,
he was there, and then the kid calls him dad, but I thought that was gonna be the boomerang kid from the first movie.
something like that. Anyways, it's a completely different character. It's the same actor, but it's a completely different character, and they're not related at all.
Oh, really? I thought this was the
Yeah,
same guy.
it's the
Okay.
same actor, but it's completely different.
Oh,
Now,
they do
Mad
that.
Max has a history of doing this. I don't know how far you got in the series, but they have a history of doing this. So continue.
Okay. Okay. So after that, I thought I'd watch Fury Road.
You were supposed to watch Fury Road with me, by the way.
You said in 3D, and I didn't notice that until I listened to our episode again just this week after
Oh
I
no.
watched these.
Okay. All right.
We can still watch it in 3D,
That's
but
fine.
Fury Road, the main bad guy was the bad guy from 1.
Yes, and this is
Yeah,
why I'm saying
but
they
a
have a
different
history.
character. Yeah,
Different character, same actor, but you would
yeah,
never
yeah.
know it was the same actor.
They
You
intentionally
knew
made
it
that not look like, yeah, yeah.
because he has a mask on the whole time.
I felt like they were just like throwing him a bone there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you were in the original. We should do this to make you, honor you or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So thoughts, Fury Road?
Gyro Captain is what they called the helicopter guy in number 2.
And two.
And then Beyond Thunderdome what do they call him? I can't imagine that guy has a lot of Bruce or acting roles. Bruce Spence is his name. And in first Mad Max, what was his character name? Can I just search? Come on. Mad Max. Come on. He's not even listed here?
I don't think he's in the first movie. I think he's only.
Oh, he's in the second.
He's in the second and third.
Yes. The second one is called Road Warrior, is the real name,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Road Warrior. Gyro Captain. Should I do that wrong?
You just
Did I
said
do
the
that
same one
backwards? Yes,
twice.
I did. Sorry.
So you
You're
gotta
right.
look beyond
I need to
Thunderdome.
look up Beyond Thunderdome. Hard to do. Yeah, he has a real name. Jadish or something like that.
Yeah.
Jedediah. Yeah. Jedediah.
Yeah,
So
but
he
like
gave him a real name.
He doesn't know Max. Like they don't have a history. It's just, but it's the same actor.
Yeah.
But
And when I saw the kid with him, I thought the kid had a weird hat. I thought it was supposed to be covering up his poofy hair from the first movie, and I thought it was gonna be the Boomerang Kid
yeah,
from the first movie, but no,
but not so much.
no, or second movie. Sorry.
All right, Fury Road thoughts. You're killing me here. I gotta know.
I don't know. It was all right.
Don't you start this.
So
You're just trying to be controversial. You're just trying to.
no, I'm not. It was mad. I didn't like it. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but it was a decent movie.
Oh, it's so good.
The wives. Okay, how does this guy not have any wives that aren't exactly like 23 years old? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how does he not have any that are getting a little bit old? You know what I mean?
He does. All the milk mothers who are all being
those aren't his old wives, are they?
Probably.
No, they just look like they're just like there was a couple of them there, and they look like they're just
You don't
like
think
chubby ladies.
You don't think he's not just like using them for while they're young and pretty, and then moving them on.
It makes sense because you got to get them pregnant before they can.
He's a warlord. He's not keeping people around. He's
still he could have had more wives, and also
I love
only one of them is pregnant. Come on.
Yeah,
you can get more than one pregnant. Anyway,
he's a little dumb.
What I wrote a note for myself. Tom Hardy's accent. Yes.
It's not even an accent in that movie. He barely talks.
No, in that, yes, he barely talks, but when he does, he like does a weird accent. Oh, it sounds like Bane. Like it's like
no, it doesn't sound like
so Bane. At least in one scene, it's like Bane to a T.
Bane is a lot more high pitched.
Yeah, and that one
and more airy.
I'm like,
maybe
whoa.
he had like
but
one.
It sounded like his accent was going in and out. And I did look him up. I'm like, oh, I just assumed he was American this whole time. No, I never knew he was British.
Yeah,
because I just figured he was an American, like, action star. But yeah, I don't know if he should ever talk in movies. It just doesn't seem to be good.
But see, I think that's why Mad Max worked, because he didn't talk that much in that movie. A lot of it
felt
was
a little forced, didn't it?
I didn't think so. I think he's a guy who lives out in the desert by himself. He doesn't talk to people.
Yeah, that comes into my next movie.
Please tell me you watched Waterworld.
I watched Waterworld.
Yes,
that was actually going to be the last one on my list. But we'll do Waterworld now because I did watch it after the Mad Max movies.
Perfect.
I enjoyed Waterworld still. Maybe it's a little nostalgic because I do remember it better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched it. I enjoyed it, although it has it's quirky or weird. But at the same time, they did a decent job with what they had, I think.
Yeah. I think
what
so
the concept was. It's not easy to do a movie where the whole world's covered in water. Like,
yeah. All their shots are like, you have to make sure there's no land in the background because they're not shooting that far away from land.
And you're where are you going to shoot it?
Yeah.
Everything you do has to be a set you build, basically.
Yeah.
Pretty much, because it can't be a natural land mass, except the very end, obviously. But spoilers. And the other thing about Mad Max Fury Road was, seriously, how does he have one son? The bad guy had that one big beefy guy.
The big dude. Again,
how does he have only one son?
He's got to have more. He's just focusing on one because they can't have a million sons going on.
But he literally could have had a million sons. At one time, I thought, are his sons going to be the ghost, the skeleton face kids?
Yeah.
Like, are those going to be all his sons? Because that would make sense. He's been churning out kids for years.
Yeah. I think the big dude was just his favorite son because he was so big, and that's why they were.
He never mentioned another son. And then, no, it's not. They said, you have a little brother, a baby brother. right? And they made a big deal of that as if it's the first son he's had since that one.
Maybe, yeah.
But then
Again,
what
these
happens
are
to his daughters? Do his daughters become his wives? I hope not. Or do they just
I don't
kill them
know.
right away because they're a girl?
I just think that whole movie is just so, for lack of a better term, it's so metal. It's so I just think
But then,
it's like,
at the same time, Charisse Theron, I'm like, oh, that's who that is.
yeah.
I didn't. I don't know if that was a great choice, but
I think
maybe
she did really well.
she did
And
all right. I think.
they're making a she's getting her own movie, so.
Of course she is because it's who she is. That's what I think.
Well, if you think about it, that movie, like Mad Max Fury Road, is
Yeah.
not that movie is not about Mad Max. He is a side character in that movie.
Yeah. Well,
That
that's
movie is
kind of
happening
annoying in a
around
way.
him.
She's more about the main. She's more of the main character than he is.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But that kind of bothers me a little bit because it feels like they did that intentionally because she could carry the movie and Tom Hardy
Yes.
can't talk.
Right. They probably did do it intentionally to some degree.
Yeah.
And that I think that was part of there was some tension on set between Charlize and Tom. So
Mm.
that could have been part of it as well. But honestly, I like it because I like the Mad Max formula of we don't get a whole context. There's not a there's world building to a point, but
Mm-hmm. They leave some unknowns. You
they
mean?
leave a lot of unknowns because you don't need to know it. And here is Mad Max. Here is a slice of life in Mad Max's life.
Yeah.
Here is one of his
And it could
stories.
almost be like a Bond that way,
It's a
right?
legend, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, here's what happened. One time I heard Mad Max did this. Here's a story that happened with Mad Max.
Yeah.
They don't have to be related.
But
They don't
this
have.
one didn't have to have Mad Max in it much at all.
No, it didn't. But
If he
I'm glad
wasn't
it did
there,
because it was.
she still would have been chased.
But Mad Max gives it the credence and the cred, I guess I could say, for the Hollywood, right? Like everyone
Sure, but it
knows
wasn't
Mad
Mel
Max.
Gibson.
Yeah.
Also, they should have had him as a cameo, actually.
I don't think he had a lot of favor at that point, so I
Yeah,
don't.
that's true. That's true. Yeah. You forget these things sometimes because of the old movies, right?
Yes.
All right, Waterworld. Anyway, I enjoyed Waterworld. Although I did find that it was really stupid that they had this spot where they kill people with mud. But do they not know mud is just dirt and water?
I don't think it's supposed to be mud. I think it's
You're supposed to
like
be crap.
sewage.
Okay.
It's like
That could be. That could be.
it's
But I didn't
it's the
see anyone like
recycling, right?
implying that it was gross.
It's whatever wastage. They're recycling it to be used elsewhere, right? So
Okay. That would make more sense. When I saw it, it looked like mud, and maybe that's just because of the quality of the movie these days. I don't know.
yeah.
But maybe I just wasn't paying well enough attention either. Because like I said, I did watch these while working. So maybe that was a problem too. Maybe that was a problem with half of my opinions. I don't know. So I also watched. This is the highlight of the movies I watched. There
Okay.
are the next 5 movies have a theme.
Have a theme. Okay.
Yep. If I tell you
The
any
last
one of
4 movies had a theme, so
yeah, let me tell you these movies in reverse order by name, and you see if you know the theme.
Okay.
One of them is called Pay the Ghost.
Okay.
Another one is
Don't know
called Rage.
Don't know it.
Dying of the Light. 211.
This is sounding like the Left Behind series.
And the 5th one is Pig.
Nicolas Cage.
These are all Nicolas Cage movies.
Beautiful.
All made in the last 10 years, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I watched all 5 of those. I think it was all right. I mean, it was neat. Some of the underground fighting part or whatever else. Like I don't want
The underground fighting where there was no fighting.
Well, yeah, it's how much can you take?
But see, this is why I think I like that movie, because in any other traditional Nicolas Cage movie,
yeah,
he would have gone ham at that point, right?
Yeah,
Like
pig ham.
yeah. Unintentional, but I'll take it. The comedic genius that I am.
Yeah. Yes, he wouldn't just take a beating; he would have given out a beating.
He would have given the beating. And,
but I liked that. I liked that twist on a Fight Club where you're just taking a beating and see how far you can go. And then I also liked that it was restaurant employees that were all
showing
just
the
part
dark side of that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. That's neat.
Again, it was just it was so much. I compared it to John Wick only because of like the atmosphere,
Yeah.
because it all has that tension of at any point he could snap and start killing people, but he never does.
Yeah. I didn't, there was no John Wick in there because he didn't.
But I'm just like, at any time I'm just waiting for it to happen the whole
Yeah.
movie, and they never did. And I think I liked it because of that, because it subverted my expectation of what I wanted or thought a Nicolas Cage movie was, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So speaking of Nicolas Cage movies,
Okay.
we'll go to Rage. Rage is from 2014. The description is when the daughter of a reformed criminal is kidnapped, he rounds up his old crew and seeks his own brand of justice. So it was
See,
it was
that's him going for
it was a
revenge.
bit of hokey, a bit of like good. Oh, it also had oh my god, what's his name? It was just showed him Danny Glover in it. Um
Random.
yeah, he's the local police. Anyway, so it was, I liked the twist of the story in a way, but it was also kind of felt hokey and thrown together, but either way it was decent. That was Rage. Dying of the Light. Let me look it up again because I don't remember. Oh yeah, this was read the description because it's much better than I'm gonna be able to give. So this is 2014 as well.
Yeah, he was
It
pumping them out.
has a 4.5 out of 10 on IMDb. Some of these I picked literally because they were so low. The last one, Rage, had a 5 out of 10 on IMDb. So Dying of the Light, 2014, same year, 5 out of 10. Sorry, 4.5 out of 10. It says when a devastating illness threatens to end Evan Lake's career as in the CIA, he goes rogue to hunt down a terrorist who tortured him during a mission gone awry years ago. So this one it had good moments. The action was decent. The friend of his in the show was pretty good, and some of the stuff is like clever spy type stuff. But overall, it was not very good. Hence the rating. But
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then 211, as in like 211 is the movie name, and that was 2018. It has a 4.4 out of 10 on
Oh,
IMDb.
we're getting better here.
While on a routine patrol, an aging cop, his partner, and a ride along get caught in a standoff with a brand of former mercenaries robbing a bank. Now, what I heard or what I saw on Plex when I queued this up was it was based on a true story of like the worst series of coincidences in some history or whatever.
Hmm.
This one guy's last name is Cage. I was just wondering if he was related to Nicolas Cage, but I don't know. Anyway, so this movie it had its moments. It wasn't great, but it was an interesting story if nothing else. I wrote down really bad acting. Like literally everybody in 211 was a bad actor, except like there was this one guy who had a shining moment of good acting, and then he fell apart. And then everybody else except Nicolas Cage was just bad, and Nicolas Cage was Nicolas Cage. Oh, I forgot to write also on Rage, the second movie. Nicolas Cage's hair was really bad, like completely black dyed, and you could see
You
how
can see the dye
fake
line.
and bad it was. Yeah, but it might have been intentional. Maybe that was supposed to be this guy's character because he's a rich retired mob guy or whatever, but or not
Yeah.
retired, but out of the mob. Anyway, and the punches in that movie at one point were so fake, so fake. Like you literally could see the guy punch and the other guy move out of the way a foot away from him several times in a row. Anyway,
Beautiful. Beautiful.
so 211, back to that. Bad acting, weird plot, but again, it's based on true story, so maybe that's why it's a bad plot. Don't know for sure, but it just seemed weird stuff happened, and you could tell within the first 2 minutes of that movie that it was gonna be bad. The acting
Yeah.
was really bad. The last one is Pay the Ghost, which I watched yesterday or today, I forget. And it is 2015, 5.1 out of 10. A professor frantically searches for his son who was abducted during Halloween Carnival. So it was a bit of a hokey story. It started out like it could have been okay, but like an okay like thriller horror type movie, and
Yeah.
then it kind of went hokey with the story and predictable in a way. But whatever. It was what it was. Nicolas Cage. And the wife, his wife in that movie is Sarah Wayne uh Callies, which is the what's her name? Lori Grimes from Walking Dead,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
that actress.
Yep.
Um, which was surprising. And then I don't remember. There's other people who were recognizable, but I don't even know what from. So yeah, it was people from things that.
It was people.
Yeah, exactly. So that was Pay the Ghost. If you want a Nicolas
Okay.
Cage thriller horror-ish thing, yeah, that is everything I watched. So my thing I was going to tell you at the beginning that could hint the name is Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage. So it's like let the Nicolas Cage cheese in, something like that for your title.
That's all the Nicolas Cage though.
Yeah. No, he clearly tries to be cheesier sometimes than others. Like Pig wasn't really cheese, right?
No.
Actually, I should read Pig's description for the people who are interested. Hopefully, if we didn't spoil it too much on you, but
Now, of all the movies, which one was the best in your opinion?
I'm gonna state first. Pig is 2021. It's a 6.9 out of 10. I actually thought it had better rating than that when I read it earlier. But a truffle hunter who lives alone in the Oregon wilderness must return to his past in Portland in search of his beloved foraging pig after she is kidnapped. That's the plot. Um, in terms of like quality of movie,
Yeah.
Pig was probably the best movie out of them, out of those Nicolas Cage ones.
Yeah.
But Dying of the Light had a pretty decent story out of them. It was probably the best story if you wanted like a police type thriller or police type interesting mystery story, not mystery, but police solving a crime type thing,
Yeah.
finding a person thing.
Missing person.
Yeah, kind of. It was a bad guy, but yeah. Then there's Rage was decent as well for the story, but just the hokiness pulled you out. 211 was then Pay the Ghost was the next best. Then 211 was the worst of them, I think. Yeah.
Cool.
I have
What's
more
next?
Nicolas Cage movies to watch.
What's the one? Don't go all through. But what's the next one on the list?
I don't remember. I have to go back to my IMDb to see what I have ready. Or sorry, my not IMDb, my Plex to see what I have ready here. I just basically go to any movie of Nicolas Cage and click which one's next. So I have Primal to watch. I have Outcast, which I tried to watch, but it's actually a 3D copy.
Oh, random.
So I went to play it, and it's playing the top and bottom double.
Ew, gross.
Yeah.
That's not even
There's
good 3D
also
then.
Inconceivable I have as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we also have to watch Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent together.
We are going on 4 months now of saying we're going to watch this, and it still has not happened.
Oh, Army of One is another one. I couldn't see it because of the thing in the corner, but Army of One is another one I was going to watch. I think I tried to watch it and something was wrong with it too. Maybe it's another language. I forget.
So where's Mandy? When's Mandy coming up?
I don't know. I have Wild at Heart in my list here. That's an old one.
That's no
1990.
Mandy.
I don't know. Do I have to find Mandy now?
That is like peak Cage and his cagiest.
Cagiest. He's dodgy. He's cagey. I don't know. There's something else I just heard that I had to watch with him too. Did I have Mandy? What? I know. Oh, there it is. It's there. Yeah, okay. It's there too. Oh, and so is Knowing. That's another one I have on my list.
I've heard of that one.
Nicolas Cage movies to watch. You haven't even seen Jiu-Jitsu yet. You can't.
I have not seen Jiu-Jitsu yet.
Yeah. That's of all of the ones I've seen. If you include Jiu-Jitsu, that's the cheesiest, the worst.
Jiu-Jitsu still the cheesiest.
Yes, for sure.
So we need to start
on Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 28, but then again, Dying of the Light has an 11% out of 100. 211 has a 4%. And I have Running with the Devil. Oh, it says I've seen that. I don't remember it. Rage has a 12%. Pig has a 97%. That's
Yeah,
where I remember
yeah.
seeing there being a better one. Pay the Ghost has a 10%. What was the one I didn't mention yet? Did I already do them all? I don't remember. Dying of the Light. Did I do that one? That was 11. Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu, you didn't say.
Yeah. No, I saw I started with Jiu-Jitsu.
No, you said
26%. 28?
26. Okay,
26, 28, something like that.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mandy has a 90.
Yeah, he has like a bunch of flops and then like one good one.
Outcast has a 4.
Lovely. Lovely. Be
Yeah.
in the right frame of mind for Mandy. It that's all I'll say about that
Always in the right frame of mind.
one. You gotta that first half you gotta stick through. I'll say that.
All right.
Then it goes crazy. Then it goes full cage.
Okay. Well, it's in my list of stuff here because it's in the cage list.
Okay.
The other
So we
ones
need
were I made a playlist on your server to watch as well. That's still there.
we need to start a top 10 Nicolas Cage movies not so special approved list.
How about just all his movies ordered by good to
Ranked. Yeah,
bad?
we could do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best to worst.
Sounds like a lot of work.
I
That
have
sounds
a
like
big
planning.
watch list of movies that you've told me to watch that you have. King
Okay.
Simon's Mines, Dread, The Raid
Do
2.
not watch King Solomon's Mine. Do not watch.
Don't watch that?
No.
It's on here. I have to watch it.
No, don't. That is not. Take that off my recommendation list. That is not a recommendation. That is. Wait,
King
which one
Solomon.
is it? So can I ask? Is it the
1985.
which one?
1985?
1985. Is that the old one? That's not the one with Patrick Swayze, is it?
No, Richard Chamberlain.
Richard Chamberlain. Okay,
No,
that one's okay. That one's
Yeah,
okay.
Chamberlain.
Don't
Okay.
watch the Patrick Swayze one. That one's bad.
Okay. All right. I don't know. Dune, the original. Prisoners.
Prisoners is good. Yes.
Quinley Down Under.
Quigley.
Quigley. I can't see this monitor.
That's was it Burt Reynolds?
Yeah.
That I don't think that was
Message-
a recommend. That was this one's a bit strange, but it's
Well,
okay.
that's a recommend. This is a bit strange as a recommend. Message from Space, The Thing, Reanimator, Underworlds, Underworld Evolution, Underworld Awakening, all these other underworlds.
Yeah, Underworld.
Then there's Luther, which have to do that at some point.
Yeah, Luther's good.
And then The Shining. I gotta figure out the order of these underworld movies because there's a lot of them. Studio 666.
I haven't watched that yet. How was that? How did I recommend that to you? I haven't seen.
You may not have. I may have just found on your server.
Okay.
Rogue One. I haven't watched, and Black Klansman.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should. Well, let's just say October's coming up, so maybe you should queue up some of those horror movies.
I don't even enjoy horror movies.
Well, you got some on your. The Thing is one of the best movies ever made.
That's why I have to watch it. Is because people say it's good.
I know. I'm saying October. That's a good time.
So I should have it watched in September so we can talk about it in the October episode.
In October, yeah.
Because we don't want to talk about it on the November episode.
No. Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's sick of Halloween by then. One day later.
And Reanimator. That's a good one to watch for Halloween.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Studio 666, but I should watch that for Halloween this year. And every Halloween, I keep talking about I'm gonna play Resident Evil 7 this year in VR. I'm gonna do it. Doesn't happen.
I have PT in VR.
Do you?
Yeah.
The official? It's not
No.
official, is it? Yeah.
It wasn't made official in VR, but someone remade it in Unreal Engine in VR.
I haven't even played the non-VR version.
I think I played it a bit at my brother-in-law's house. He has it on his PS4.
It's too spooky for me. I don't know how I'm going to survive in Resident Evil 7. We'll see. Well, I watched some movies.
Not that many though.
Not a whole lot. A few. I'm gonna say I finished Obi-Wan Kenobi. Did I say this last episode? I don't think I did.
I don't
think I said I
remember.
was going to watch it.
All I keep remembering is I need to watch that.
Okay, I did watch it. Full season finally. It's good. It was fine. It wasn't still not as good as Mandalorian. I don't know what it is.
Okay. That's what I
just
keep
some
hearing.
different.
There was not the R3 guys were talking about how there was an edit, or was that?
We talked about how there was an edit.
Oh, you must have told me.
You and
Okay,
I talked about it,
okay,
and I have
because
since
I would
watched.
totally watch just the edit.
I
I would be
watched the
happy.
edit, and I would say the edit gets like 98% of what I would consider that show
Maybe
to
that's
be.
what I should just watch. Is just the edit.
Yeah, it's 2.5
You
hours.
have this edit somewhere
I have the edit. Yeah. So,
under your movies.
no, it's unlisted. I need to move it over.
You stink.
It's by request only. That's for my my Plex Patreon users.
So I see
They
you
get
recently downloaded or you added Skyscraper to your Plex movies.
yes,
And I can attest to that movie being mediocre to almost good.
and that's why I want to watch it. um, yeah, the movie cuts out. I I'm not a huge fan of the main villain in Obi-Wan Kenobi. There's like like almost like an apprentice Sith. It's like
Okay.
part of the Grand Inquisitors, like looking for the Jedi type thing, who are trying to wipe out the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
There's a younger woman actor, and I'm not a fan of her character. I'm much more interested in the other Inquisitors that were looking for the Jedi, other than
Sure.
her. I know I'm speaking to you. You have no
The
idea what I'm
story
talking about.
barely interests me at all. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was just like she seemed almost overacting. It seemed or too much, and she was saying stuff that I'm like, this is not in the Star Wars universe. This isn't a spoiler, but at one point they're like shooting at people who are kind of like barricaded in an area,
Oh,
and
interesting.
she's yelling at the stormtroopers or whatever. She in Star Wars yelling, "Light them up! Light them up! Hit them hard! Light them up!" I'm like, no one, no one in Star Wars has ever said "light them up."
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Unless they are all holding lightsabers.
unless they
And you're
are
telling
being
them
lit on
to
fire,
turn on
but you are,
lightsaber.
yeah. So that part,
Scrolling through your IMDb, I can also attest to Goon being very
my
good.
IMDb, I
Sorry,
don't
not
have IMDb.
IMDb, your Plex. Goon is very good. I like
Yeah,
that.
I have it. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you should.
Okay.
That one's actually definitely worth watching. Skyscraper is less worth watching than that for sure.
You know I'm gonna watch Skyscraper before I watch Goon.
Are you also gonna watch Undercover Brother first?
I already watched it.
I've seen it too.
I watched that like 2 months ago. What else did I watch? Oh, I was at the cottage. I started watching season 3 of Barry.
Yes,
HBO. I just finished it like a couple nights
Barry's
ago.
good. I like Barry a lot.
Very good. Yeah, this season is taking a turn.
I can't remember what I've seen or what
Things have
happened.
moved. I will say I don't care about Barry's girlfriend in that show. Like I don't
No.
I don't give a shit about any of her problems. I don't
No,
like
she's annoying.
she is the worst part of that show.
Let's say I missed episode 2. I watched up to 8, but missed number 2.
Oh, strange. So I don't know. We'll see how the season 4 goes.
Yeah.
I watched a movie on Disney Plus
Yeah.
called Prey.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen it? Did you watch
No, but I have it on my server and I have Disney Plus.
it? Me too. I put it on my Plex specifically for people who don't have Disney Plus.
Right?
I'm
Hodge?
thinking about
No,
others.
Hodge has it, I think. But anyway, somebody doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Prey is good. It is a Predator movie, like in part of that universe. You probably know that already.
I do, but that's okay. You can tell everybody else.
There hasn't been one since. They've had to change the naming convention at this point, right? They had the Predator, Predator 2, Aliens versus Predator, Aliens versus Predator Requiem.
Yeah.
Then they had Predators.
They have Predators, which is like aliens type thing.
And then they had the Predator, and so like they've run out of like, okay, what can we do? We'll just go Prey now. We're going to the other side.
Yeah.
And I know people don't like. I really like Predators, like the one where they're all being hunted, or the
I,
group of
I don't
them.
think I've ever seen. Oh, Predators. Yes, yes,
Predators.
yeah, I have.
Um, I
It's
like
been a
that one.
long
I
time.
didn't mind the Predator. I thought it was. I went to the theater to see that with friends, and we had a fun time watching it together. It's by no means a great movie, but it's entertaining. But that one gets a bad rap. Yeah, and this one is good. It's again not. It's a Predator movie. It's not supposed to be believable, but this it. There's a lot of moments in this you're like,
Yeah.
no way, no way, but it happens.
Okay.
They're very video gamey moments. Like so they're Native Americans. Everyone keeps saying this is the first hunt, quote unquote, the first hunt. I don't think it is
Oh, okay.
because
I heard that as well.
I don't think it is because if you watch the canon that is Aliens versus Predator or anything like that, it shows the Predator coming down and fighting like Aztecs, which were not saying that.
Hmm.
Well, this no, because there were like French trappers in this movie in Prey, which is
Oh,
much later.
so Prey says the origin story of the Predator
But that
right in the description,
yeah.
but
So
that's
I
a
think that
description
maybe they're
on
trying to reboot it, but like
Plex.
as far as the timeline, like the Predator's been coming to Earth for thousands of years, right? He's been
Well, not he, they, the
they, I
species.
guess.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Um,
IMDb says the origin story of the Predator in the world of Comanche Nation 300 years ago.
yeah, but in other movies, they were coming and fighting the ancient Aztecs, right? So
So, of course, it's clearly not
it's
canon
not
or
canon.
accurate or starting to rebooting the
Yeah,
series.
the rebooting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it probably does need a reboot. It's like one of those franchises that's got like more bad movies in it than good movies, but people have good like fond memories of it. It's like the Terminator franchise now.
Yeah.
Like Terminator, everyone remembers Terminator, but like none of the
That's another
new
one I
movies are
actually
good.
watched all the way through as an adult. Because I don't think I've ever seen all of those movies or both of those, the first two even.
Oh, well, you should definitely watch the first two. That's
Yep. I know. Maybe I
what
should
else?
just cue that up now. There's another movie I see on your Plex that I need to ask you about.
Okay. We're just going through my Plex.
Yes, a couple times now. The FP.
Yeah, I haven't
Can
seen
I
it
read the
yet.
description to everybody? In a
Go ahead.
post-apocalyptic future, two rival gangs fight for control of Fraser Park by playing Beat Beat Revolution, a deadly version of Dance Dance Revolution.
Yes.
That's the plot of the movie.
I haven't seen it. This has been recommended to me by Topspot, who was previously in the chat, and Blink from the Polykill.
Uh
Blink
huh.
Twins. They
Yeah.
were I was in one of Blink's streams and they were talking about the FP, and then I think one of them said, I think it was Top said, Josh, you need to watch the FP. So I found it. I haven't watched it yet. I've been meaning to bring it up as a surprise. You've spoiled my surprise now. That's okay. But
Perfect.
yes, at some point that will yes. Post-apocalyptic DDR. I
To the
couldn't
death.
I couldn't I
To
couldn't
the
pass
death.
that up. It sounds too interesting.
Yep.
Man. Anyways, Prey, good. Um, if you go in, I'm gonna say this, if you go in with that critical eye of like, well, how did this happen if that happened before? Or that doesn't make sense because he got cut on that hand and now he's using that hand, or like there's one point where like one of the guys gets cut across the chest, right? Like
Okay.
shoulder to waist type thing across. The next scene,
Mm.
there's no cut on him. He's completely fine for the rest of the movie. If you go in with that level of criticism, you're gonna hate it. But if you're going in saying, I want to watch Predator, I want to watch people fight a predator, it's fun. People are
Okay.
somewhat smart in it, although I think they make the Native Americans a little bit too naive.
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes you're like, yeah, I feel like if you're living in nature this long, you would realize that, hey, that's not right. We've never seen that before. So,
Got it.
but is like literal video game, like God of War stuff. Like she ties a rope to her hatchet, her tomahawk, and she throws it, and then she pulls on the rope and it pulls the tomahawk back to her, and she catches it perfectly, and this is her new
Mhm.
weapon.
Mhm. Makes sense. Well,
So
I've just added all the Terminator movies to be watched now
1 and 2 are the
because
only
I need
ones
to
that I
now.
will say you need to. 3 is okay, and then I haven't seen anything really past that. I've
I
seen the other ones,
saw
but
one
nothing.
of them. Whatever one had what's her name from Firefly? Summer, whatever it was.
Oh,
Wasn't she
that's
in one of them?
3.
Yeah, she was. I
Rise,
believe I saw
Rise of the
that one
Machines.
forever ago. I believe I saw that one when it was new, but I don't remember.
I went to the theater to see that with my dad. I was barely old enough,
Nice.
but I remember thinking it was awesome. The whole thing was just a destruction derby, basically. So
Okay.
it was good. Man, I am blanking now. This is what you do to me. You get me off
Yay.
topic, and then we're
Blanking on what you were talking about or
yeah,
what
I
you've
forget.
watched?
Oh, okay,
Do you know what
I
helps? Making a list.
making it. It's true. It would.
It's when you finish a movie, write the list, write it down the list. Just on your phone.
When I was by myself, the first night on my own, I decided to watch a horror movie.
Okay.
Right, by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I watched The Black Phone. Have you heard of this?
Okay. Nope. Nope, I have not.
It is a Ethan Hawke movie. It's got a bunch of unknown actors in it. It's on my Plex. You'll see it there. Um, and it's actually very good. I would call it more of a thriller than a horror. It's got a
Okay.
few like horror-y-ish moments, but nothing like gory, that kind of thing. It's mostly just suspenseful. So if that would
To be
entice
honest, just
anyone
the
more,
masks makes me think this is gonna be stupid. That's
yeah,
what it makes me think right away.
it's a bit over the top, but I think he's got his own reasons. Like we're not. There's obviously a bit of a sociopathic thing happening. So,
Okay.
I mean, sure, just take it as the character, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing crazy going on. And I've been meaning for the past however long to watch Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I still have not watched it because every time I think I'm gonna do it tonight, it doesn't happen.
I keep forgetting it exists.
I have Disney Plus and I have oh my gosh, please stop.
And you have it in
Um
Plex.
I have it on Plex. And I
Yeah.
have Disney Plus and I still haven't watched it.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here. Yep. I keep forgetting it exists. I keep thinking of it and then I go, oh, I should watch Thor. Or thinking of it and then being like, did I see all the Spider-Man movies? Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's basically I think a lot of my time was taken up with Kenobi and Barry.
Barry's worth it. Kenobi, I don't think is. What?
It is kind of.
How would you like some hot seat questions?
Uh-oh, we haven't done this in a while.
I know I haven't prepared it for a while, and you certainly don't. But I did write down 2 from other podcasts because stealing things is the way to go.
Oh, perfect. Yep,
So,
that's how we
from
do
the
it.
Giant Bombs voicemail dump truck podcast episode 32,
I thought about doing this to you
question
too.
is, do people in Star Trek poop, or do they simply teleport the poop out of them? And would you want that in your life?
I gotta admit they gotta poop. I gotta say they gotta have a poop. I feel like there's way too much going on. They got better things to do than teleport shit around. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah, they could totally do it. It could be automated. It'd be like, oh, your bowel is full. The computer detects it, and it automatically teleports it out.
no, it takes way too much. They just got to do they got to do the vacuum poop. They have gravity there. It's not. They don't have to vacuum it out of themselves. They can just go for a poop. And you know what? They got enough stress in their lives.
If you can turn energy into matter with the replicators, can they also turn matter back into energy and turn the poop into electricity?
I would assume that's what they're doing with it.
I would hope so. I would hope so.
You don't. There's no waste in space.
Yeah. All right. And would you want that? Is the other question.
Would I want to what?
To teleport the poop out. If you could be like, I don't feel like pooping. It takes
I
up
don't
too
know.
much
I enjoy
time.
a
It's
good
too
sit, man.
messy.
I enjoy
Okay.
a good sit. It's
That's what one of the guys on Giant Bomb said was like, I enjoy sitting down and getting that out. There's no better feeling than just getting that out of you.
it's true. It's true. It's a massive sense of relief. You got
All
to just
right.
take it.
Next question that comes from the Boogie Monster podcast episode Oops All Food, because they don't have numbers for their episodes. If you could be buried alive inside any food where you're likely to die, but there's a small chance maybe you could eat your way out and not die, what food would that be?
Hmm.
You're probably
There's
going to die in it.
there's a few. There's yeah, probably. Um. There's a few strategies to this. Like, do I pick something that's like super spongy, where I could just kind of eat and it doesn't take a lot of space, so I can eat
Mm-hmm.
more?
I can think of two for that.
A sponge cake, perhaps.
That's not good enough. There's two better ones.
Okay.
Cotton candy. As soon as it gets
Yeah.
wet, it just melts and shrinks
Just
to like
melts it. Yeah. It's true.
1/10, 1/20th the size. I don't know, some number, or marshmallow, but that's kind of still filling.
That's very filling. I feel like that
Cotton candy is
expands.
the best answer.
Yeah. I feel like that's not the spirit of the question. I feel like they just really want to know what your favorite food is. I feel like that's what this question is.
But it's a twist on that, like, and you're gonna die in it, eating it.
I don't know. Give me those enchiladas, man. I'll take an enchilada.
Okay.
Wrap me up. Put some cheese on me. Delicious.
I would say honey garlic chicken wings
Okay.
or apple butter ribs.
Yeah. Okay. Not bad.
Both of those would be pretty great.
Yeah.
That would be really painful. You'd be so full, but it'd be
Man,
worth it.
going back to my bachelor week, my wife made ribs like the night before they left. So we ate
Okay.
ribs, and then she was like, "All right, well, you can have this when I go." And so the next night on my own, I literally had like a full rack of ribs to myself. And I sat and I watched the black phone and I ate a rag of ribs and I
That's
felt
great.
so sick.
What kind of drink did you have with that, though?
Oh, probably like something bad. It was probably like iced tea. No, it's probably like one of those like peace teas would be my guess.
Okay.
So,
I was
but
gonna say
yeah,
like energy drink or a Mountain Dew. Those are like what I was picturing here.
no, I can't do those anymore. Peace tea I can do. I'm an old man though, so I
Oh,
can't.
see, I'm finding the peace teas. It was like upsetting my stomach. I was drinking like one a day at work because we have them in the fridge at work for free.
Oh, delicious.
So I was having at least one a day, sometimes two, and there was something in it that was like bothering my stomach. I don't know what it was.
Man,
Like the
I
way
feel
they
bad for
flavor it
you.
or the way they sweeten it. I don't know what it was. I just stopped drinking them. It's also they have weird flavors as well sometimes. Like the blue one was bothering me, and the pink, the raspberry one. I think
They have a cherry one.
raspberry
Oh,
was the one
do
I'm
they have a
thinking of. Yeah.
raspberry?
Yep, for sure.
Maybe they do.
We have it in the fridge at work right now.
Okay, raspberry, and then they have a cherry as well. I think. Yeah, yeah.
Raspberry and peach are the ones in the fridge at work, and I don't really like either of those very much. The raspberry was okay, it was good, but it was
Yeah.
just I got sick of it having it too many times.
Yeah. No, my go-to is the mango right now. Mango.
The snowball's good.
Yeah.
The light blue one.
Yeah, I like that
And
one.
then they created a new one, raspberry lemonade. Was it? I think that was really good.
I'm not a fan of their lemonade ones.
Okay.
That hasn't caught me yet.
All right.
I literally just go to the store and just buy a case of the mango one. That's it.
We got a reply on Discord from Mighty Q Dog. He said those are two of his favorites when it comes to Tom Cruise movies, A Few Good Men and Edge of Tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Edge of Tomorrow is good. It's not bad. It used to be called. This was one of the. Do you remember what that game used?
No.
Sorry, what that
No.
game? What am I
No.
talking about? What
Just
that movie was originally called before they changed the movie to be called Edge of Tomorrow. No.
I'm looking up. I'm going to add that to my list because I don't think I've ever seen it.
I believe it was called Live, Die, Repeat. Or maybe they changed it to Live, Die, Repeat. I can't remember which one it was. The two titles.
Oh, I see. Live, Die, Repeat is follow-up to the 2014's Edge of Tomorrow. But it's not
the same movie.
It's not done yet. Same production company.
It's saying it is called Edge of Tomorrow.
I think it's not done yet. Oh, it says there's a follow up called it, but this is on TVDB, no, on Movie DB, not IMDb. But
Yeah,
IMDb, you're looking it up or what?
I'm looking it up right now. But yeah, if
Yeah, showing as a plot unknown is a follow up to the 2014 film Edge of Tomorrow. So it may be that the original name was going to be that, then they changed it, and then they decided to make this.
let's see. When I went to the theater to see it, it was called Live Die Repeat.
Really?
Yeah. And then like 2
Well, isn't
weeks
that very
later,
Joe of you?
I went to a lot of movies, okay? When I
Uh,
and then like 2 weeks later, it wasn't called that anymore. It was called Edge of Tomorrow or something like that because I think whatever Live Die Repeat is such a like generic sounding name
yeah.
for a movie. So I think it was bombing and that's why they changed the name and then to try to boost sales or whatever, boost ticket sales.
Interesting. Well, I already have it, so I shouldn't add it to my list. All right. Well, I have nothing else interesting to say that I can think of. I'm starting to make some. I got some pumpkins. These like outdoor LED pumpkins you put outside. You just hit the switch on the bottom, pop two AA batteries in it. You put it in your lawn, right?
Yeah.
But my wife got. No, I got them from my mom. She had them for decorations, and each one has a different face on it. So I'm converting them now to be controlled by my house lighting.
Okay. Yeah.
So that at Halloween time I can make them go to music or go to just go like a pattern of some kind. So I'm starting that project, but of course Barry's in the way of doing that. But still, I need to get light sequences created for the house for Halloween, and I need to get those pumpkins made to go with that sequences. Yeah,
Man, you're just creating work for yourself.
like I said, I've been building batteries lately as well out of
That's true. Yeah.
1862 batteries, making battery packs for myself. I was going to use those battery packs for our camping trip when we planned on staying in a tent.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, we'll have battery power for everything we could think of because I have so many of those 18650 batteries that we can build tons of packs and have battery power for days. But we decided at some point, I didn't even mention, but we decided at some point we're just going to do an Airbnb and stay in a cabin or like cottage type thing. So
Yeah.
that's what we did.
Fair
Therefore,
enough.
we didn't need it because we just had to drive back to our cabin, which was
Yeah.
about an hour drive from where we were off roading.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Mm-hmm. An
I
hour
got the
in the Cowie.
in the Cowie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going camping tomorrow, and our site is non-powered, and so
Ooh.
I have to survive the next 4 or 5 days with no power, and I'm
So I should ship you some battery or send you some batteries.
yeah. Can you have them here tomorrow by noon? I will.
Technically, yes. What are you going to power them with? Because you need to make them plug in, or what are you going to power with them?
I would just try to I would charge I have a rechargeable fan, like a small fan,
Yeah.
and
What?
cell phones basically and tablets.
Oh, then I need an inverter hooked up to it too,
Okay.
which I can do. I have the wiring to the. I have electronics to do that. Or you plug it into a cigarette lighter. That would work. You know, the cigarette lighter to 110 volt.
Yeah, I have one of those.
Yeah. The biggest problem is I don't have so one of them has battery protection built in. The rest you have to have a battery monitor on it to check the voltage.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm building a bigger one with battery protection next, but
Well, actually, what I do need is, you know how we plan on doing this boat trip at some point,
at some
quote
point,
unquote.
yeah.
My trolling motor battery, my deep cycle is kaput. It's no
Oh,
good.
yeah.
So maybe I could
Do you
use
know
a battery for
specs
that.
on that?
It's 12 volts.
How many amp or
I don't know. It's got to have it
amp
written on it.
hour
I don't remember
life
what it
does
is.
it have? Take a picture of what it is, and I'll try and see if what I build is good enough for
Yeah,
that.
just make it bigger.
Yeah, I'm curious how many amps your motor pulls as well,
Yeah, that's true. It's
because
the
it'll have to
smallest
match
one.
that.
It's the smallest motor I could find.
Hmm.
Speaking of house modifications,
Send
I
me
had to.
pictures when you get around to those
No,
things.
it's not gonna be this week.
Yeah.
Remind me next week. um, yeah. Speaking of house modifications, I had to make a significant house modification to my house.
You blew it up. Just
Yeah,
fucking
just blew it
screw
up.
it.
Got tired of it.
Blew the whole thing up.
No, we have some troublesome teenagers in our neighborhood,
Oh,
which I
yeah.
sent you a
I know
text
about
about.
this. Yeah.
we so we have a neighbor across the street, and they have a teenage daughter, and so she's hanging out with neighborhood boys who are obviously interested in this young woman, and half of them are dirtbags who just are troubled teens who just want to cause shit. I mean, I'm a shit disturber, but these guys are like, you know what I mean? I do things unintentionally, and they do things intentionally, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there's been like car break-ins, and there's been like some vandalism in the area and things like that. So, anyways, the one day while I was at work, my wife was at home with the kids, and she came out the front door, and she saw a group of like 10 teenagers hanging out basically on our front step of our house.
Okay.
And they were picking up, so we've got like river stones kind of like in our garden, and they were
Yeah.
all picking up those river stones and looking at them. And
Getting ready to throw them at windows. Yeah.
yeah, you could see them. They're very easily throwable. And we had to, well, she kind of looked at them. She came out and she said, not, she wasn't standoffish, but she basically told them to like keep moving. Like,
Yeah.
please just like keep walking. Don't stay here. Just move along, whatever it was. So I, they they kind of threw the rocks down the ground, not where they were supposed to be. They just put them down, whatever,
Yeah.
and walked away while my wife was still on the porch. And then one of them runs back. Again, I was a little like, concerned because these are like 8 teenagers versus one girl, one lady,
Yeah.
right? Like
Uh-huh.
one of them runs back, and then while my wife is on the porch looking at him, goes to our garage and tries to open the garage and get in. So so clearly things have been done, and she had like fingers thrown at her and things like that. So just she didn't feel quite very safe after that happened.
Yeah.
So obviously I texted you about it because
Yeah. You didn't give me the details. You just said I need camera.
we have troublesome, yeah, any cameras. Well then, so that was like Tuesday, and so we have like our garbage and recycling is on Friday, but we put out our garbage and recycling on Thursday night.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we put it out Thursday night. We come out, we wake up Friday morning, we look outside, all of our recycling, and just our recycling
Oh,
has been
convenient.
dumped out and spread all over our yard. And there is a human shit in the middle of our grass.
Oh,
Dead center.
that's nice.
Yeah. So, and I was after that, it was like, that's when I sent you a text. Hey, I need a camera
Yeah.
because I am not dealing with this. So it was more like we felt targeted at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Jesus. There was a neighbor down the street and around the corner from me had an incident similar to that. My friend or coworker, old coworker, lives right across the road from them, and they had this boy who was obsessed with the girl, the teenage girl who lived there, and
yeah.
he was stalking her and hanging out on the street, and it came to the point where he was tossing rocks at the window, and then he started breaking the window. They got it fixed. He broke it again. So
Man,
they actually just moved this past year.
geez.
Probably because of that guy is my
Because of him.
guess,
Yeah.
but it's been a few years since then, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
Yeah. It's no fun. So, anyways,
No.
I got a camera. Thank you for the recommend.
Yeah, no
Got
worries.
it set up. I had to kind of jerry rig it to the side of the house to make it work, but
It
it's
looks good.
there. It's nice that I have remote access. I can now like at any point just look and see.
Yep.
Like it moves around, it will follow people. So when it wants to. It's I've found the limitations quite quickly of it. Because at
Yeah.
some point when I have the intelligent tracking on, it's at some point it just like it gives up and just turns around and looks at the wall for like 5 minutes.
Oh, nice.
And it's like, oh yeah, I shouldn't do that. And then it turns around and looks the other way.
Yeah, I don't like the intelligent tracking. It does not like do the recenter quick enough or reliably or whatever it is. Depends
Yeah.
on the camera. They're all different, but
Yeah.
like the one I had before did not.
This one it recenters, but like
Okay.
I would say like every 4 or 5 days, I have to look at my preset positions and reset them because they're off a little bit. Like they're not
Oh,
quite
like it
looking where I need
drifts.
it to.
Yeah.
It drifts a little bit. Yeah.
Because it's using just well, servos should be accurate, but oh no, it's servos on a ring gear though, I bet. Because it can
Yeah.
spin all the way
Maybe.
around.
Yeah.
Probably.
So we'll see. We haven't had any issues past that,
Yeah.
thankfully. But there's always a chance. And I'm hoping that people will see the camera and hopefully that will be it. I'm also hoping that my condo corporation doesn't see the camera and send me a letter saying I need to take it down. But
Oh man.
I will fight that one though, because that would be me basically telling them like listen, we've been threatened basically, and this is
Yeah.
just a form of protection, and if you make me take that down, you are condoning whatever happens or
You're responsible for whatever
and
happens.
yeah.
Jesus.
So
Yeah,
nothing's happened yet. It's been up for a while, and I've seen a couple of the condo people in and around, and I was very
they're
obvious when I was
taking
doing. I
notes.
used the
Yeah.
hammer drill to drill it into the brick, which is technically against my condo
I
rules,
figured you're gonna have problems with that. That's the thing I was wondering about.
but I just did it anyway. So, but yeah,
Hmm.
I had to buy a bracket so I could put it on a corner so I could get the most
Yeah, I
viewing out
like
of
the
it.
angle.
So,
It's good.
uh,
Definitely good.
yeah, so good times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no. Human feces on your lawn is not good times.
no, not at all. I think
No.
that's, and then we went camping. I forgot what we were doing. We did something like right after, but I'd never picked it up. I just left it there.
Oh yeah?
And it kind of
Interesting.
disintegrated, or one of the landscaping people picked it up. I don't know, but it was like that is not my job to pick that up. It's not my job.
I don't have landscaping
No,
people.
you don't. That would be your problem. But I pay condo fees, so I get people cutting my lawn.
Yeah, I
So
don't have people cutting my lawn either. No, that's all on me.
and then what was it like a couple of nights ago? We came back and there was another like giant shit on the lawn. And I'm like, yeah, I got a camera. I'm looking at this. It's like some giant like German Shepherd being let loose at like
Oh God.
2 or 3 a.m. in the just running around. Just ran our lawn and took a poop and left. So it's dumb.
Yes, that is dumb. Quite dumb.
And I know whose dog it is
Of
because
course,
they
yeah.
live behind us and down a few. So, but even during the day, they're like walking around with this German Shepherd off leash.
Oh.
So, just people who don't want to follow leash laws,
Yeah.
especially
Well,
for German Shepherds. You know,
we're
like
in our condo complex. We don't have to. Yeah, you do. Oh yeah.
when it's running on the street, it's not in the condo complex. Your rules do not apply.
Yeah.
So, well,
It's past midnight now, Josh.
it is past
Well,
midnight.
almost at 3 hours.
We're at 2:42. We'll be a little less, hopefully, by the time I
No,
edit. Not a thing.
no,
No, it won't be.
no,
It'll be more because we're
no.
going to
It'll
talk
be
more
more.
after this.
And you got to add on stuff too. You got to add
Yeah,
the bumpers on. Add them bumpers.
bumpers.
Rah, rah.
Well, that has been this episode of Not So Special Podcast. Thank you for listening. If you're in Ontario on September 18th, please come to the Barrie Game Exchange. Come and buy stuff. Come and visit us. Come take pictures of everything and just post it and make it bigger. And Nintendo Hodge of the R3 podcast would definitely appreciate it. Any kind of feed, like media attention you can throw onto this, please do so. That'd be great.
BarrieGameExchange.com.
BarrieGameExchange.com.
Yeah.
Should be there. I have gone through my collection again, pulling more things out.
I need to do that.
We'll put this for the. Let me move my moonshine jug here. I'm gonna move my camera for a sec. But like, you see this?
I don't know. Yeah. This is
See-
off your shelf. For those audio listeners who can't see
You
anything
can't
at
see it. Yeah.
all, that's
Go
a
subscribe to YouTube.
decent
This
pile
is
of PS2, PS4 games and a huge pile
yeah.
of
Do you want to take a guess
PS4.
of what games those are?
No, I want to take a guess at the total value.
Even I haven't calculated that. So not all of these are new. Some of these were pulled out of my my totes that I was doing, but I did pull another giant, like I'll say a third of it is new stuff.
Okay.
Anyways,
Okay.
it's all my limited run stuff. It's all
Mm.
there's a few that I'm keeping, but the rest of them are just going. I'm not.
Yeah. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching,
Yeah, if I
cha-ching.
can sell them. I don't think I sold really any last time. We'll see what happens this
But you
time.
sold like 2 and that was half your money.
No,
So
the
who
one I sold
cares?
wasn't even.
Oh,
Wasn't
okay. I thought it
even.
was.
It was a
Oh, you did a
PS3
trade
game.
though, right? Was the
Pardon?
Doom 64? You did a trade,
Yeah,
or was
I
that the
have
show
that one, but
before?
I haven't. That wasn't. Was that limited run? I can't remember. But I still have the Doom 64 PS4 game that I traded for. I haven't sold that yet.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
BerryGameExchange.ca. Got to get that right.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
It's like, why isn't this working?
Hodge,
Yeah,
what are you doing? Get BerryGameExchange.com and just forward it. Come on.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
probably too expensive.
Probably not worth it.
Probably. So oh, a quick update. I don't know if I've made a decision. Like I don't know if you also you audio listeners can't see this, but I used to have a giant stack of games up here for pickups that I was supposed to make pickup videos for. I've since not made pickup videos, and I've just been putting them on my shelf and taking pictures to post on Twitter. That's going to be my pickup video. So
What?
I don't know if I'm going to be doing pickup videos much anymore because it's just I see the pile of it and I'm just like it's too much. I can't process this. It's too much work to make a video, and I don't know. I was just I was dreading making the video rather than looking forward to making the
Right?
video.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
was like,
Welcome
if
to
this
my life, like 6 years ago.
so in my head, I'm just like, so why am I doing this? Why am I making this pile of stuff to make a video? And
Uh
I'm
huh.
not looking forward to making the video. So why
Yep.
am I making the video? So I don't know. Maybe it'll come back eventually, but I don't know. Maybe I should just. I'm thinking of like starting an Instagram account and posting more in like detailed stuff there.
Might as well do TikTok because that's where everybody is these
Yeah,
days.
that's true, right? So and that'd be easier for recording something. Like if I find a garbage find,
Yep.
TikTok, bring it up and do it there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see. I don't know. YouTube may or may not be taking a break. Probably taking a
It's
break
dead.
or dead. Yeah. But I may still do something for like I would look forward to like making a video about like say Barry Game Exchange. Right?
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
more fun because you can get a bit of a narrative going with that.
Sure. I can't, but yes, people can.
It's possible. I've been watching people do videos like during conventions and stuff or game swaps, and they've been doing like kind of a narrative, like pick something and just kind of stick with it. And
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to show everything. You just show stuff that's related to what you're
I'd
showing.
have to be like, if I was to do something like that, it'd have to be like a hunt for a specific game or
Yeah.
an attempt to trade up kind of thing. Like
Yeah,
buy a game for
exactly. Pick
$5 and
something and
try and get up to $30 or something like that.
yeah. But part of it is just like I just need more I need to be more diligent about filming because
Yeah.
I do way too much like I'm just going to record the whole show from a GoPro
Yeah.
and then I end up with like 4 hours of footage and
That you'll never look at. Yeah.
I use 30 seconds of it and I don't
Yeah.
have time to look through 4 hours of footage so I just kind of grab whatever the first clip and spread that out over however long.
Yep.
So
Yep. I used to do 4 hours of footage on 2 cameras.
yeah.
Like go walk around and record and then put one up and record.
Yeah. So it's way too much. So I'm going to try for this next Barry Game Exchange to try to make a video, but try to focus more on like I need to like ask people, hey, can I record, you buying this or asking you what you got and filming it or, if I make a sale, hey, I made a sale or whatever. Make it a
Yeah.
bit more interactive than just looking at me in a time lapse moving around really fast. So anyways,
I've just given up. I only really record footage now for Hodge to have
For other
footage.
people, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyways, that being said, come to Barry Game Exchange.
Exactly.
Buy my
We're
limited run
both
games.
still in there. Yeah.
So,
I'm
all
thinking
right,
of adding
everyone.
another table, but I still don't know.
Yeah, well, you should be good by then. There's no harm coming by yourself too. Just gonna say
Well, we were planning on bringing my son this time, and he
you
was
could
going to try and sell some
you can
stuff.
still you and your son can come. It's not against the rules.
It'll be difficult, is the problem.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, he's a little roadie.
I can be there. I can keep him in line too. Not a big deal. We'll make it work.
And you picked up something for me recently at work? VHS tapes?
Oh, VHS tapes. Yeah. I have more too.
Mm.
True.
How many are there? Should I come get these things?
There's probably like I think there's like 12,
Mm.
something like that.
What
Some
do
of
they
them
say
I
on
saw
them?
Neil Young written on one of them.
Oh, don't tell Bill.
Neil Young Polish TV.
Oh, that might end up going to Bill. Or I'll record it for the commercials, which
Yeah,
will
there
be
you go.
Polish. We'll see. Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. Yeah, at
All
some
right, I'm
point.
looking
Well,
forward
you
to it.
could come and get them tomorrow before noon, I guess, if you want them, or next week or whatever.
It
Just let me know.
depends.
I'll just be
If you
packing.
want them gone, I'll come get them. But
Doesn't matter.
tomorrow I have to go into the office, so I'll kind of already be on your side of town. But from my work, there's no easy way to get to your side of town, or
Yeah.
your like. Anyway, I don't want to describe
Whatever.
exactly
This is
where I am.
we're just
Yeah.
extending this podcast at this point for semantics.
You just want to get to 3 hours. That's all.
We're almost there. 9 more minutes. We got there. No, it's fine. We're gonna cut it short. A short one. This one, folks. Short episode this month.
Yeah, Josh needs to edit this
I'm
tonight.
editing this right now. We're gonna end this, and I'm gonna edit it right now.
All right.
So
Shut her down.
all right, bye everyone. We'll see you next month.
Bye.